It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Happy Friday. Welcome to the live broadcast out here from Oak Brook Golf Club in Edwardsville, Illinois. We are out broadcasting on maybe the most beautiful day of the year so far. If you are ordering weather and paying a premium price, this is what you order. Is there better weather to golf in than this, Ryan?
No, there's not. The only reason that I am a little concerned, though, is remember earlier when you said I owe you all that money for buying the weather?
Yeah.
I'm realizing now that was God, not you. But you're right. As far as putting an order in, all of you who are in the office listening to us, we're outside.
Yes.
It's awesome. You should be outside. At least open a window. Or if you're in your car, roll down your window.
One of the things that I appreciate so much about an opportunity to come out here with Madison County, Illinois Republicans, and to meet the people who are out here, we talk all the time about how much we're struggling on a national scale and how frustrating it is to feel as hopeless as we do with, like, what can you do about the situation that we're facing right now as a country? And the truth is that there are actually a lot of things you can do. Who were we just talking to about becoming precinct committeeman? It was Darren Bailey, I think it was. But when you are asking yourself, like, how do we make something better than what it is right now, and you're incredibly frustrated and you feel hopeless about it, I mean, there's maybe St. Louis. I'm trying to think of a place to be. Where's another place in this country that you visited that would feel more hopeless than a Republican in Illinois? It can be very frustrating.
Other than California, New York, I mean, there are obviously spots, but I think that's the frustrating thing is probably any of these states like Illinois, they're run by the big city. You know, that would be Washington is run by Seattle. New York is run by New York City, of course. We're in that same situation where most of the state geographically is in the same boat as we are, going, well, we don't necessarily want any of these policies that are being foisted upon us from the top of the state down, yet we're subjected to all of them. So we are in a place right now where we're saying, well, yes, it takes work. Yes, it takes a whole lot of people coming together to try to change things locally. That is happening. Madison County is a great example of that. It is moving rightward. And so we are here in support of the Madison County GOP today.
Yeah, and there are a lot of folks out here who are movers and shakers behind the scenes. There are candidates, there are representatives, there are state senators that are out here, and it's fun to be around them. But I really, when you were feeling frustrated and people are constantly saying to me, Annie, why do you still live in the state of Illinois? I still think there's something to fight for. I really don't know. I saw this tweet. I'm gonna pull this tweet up because it was such a good point from Congressman Thomas Massey on Twixter. And this is what he said. Republicans control one half of one of three branches of federal government by a 1% margin. If we have 99% agreement and 99% attendance in the House GOP conference, we are one half a vote shy of 218. But the USA is on unsustainable spending path and we must fix it. So his point was like, listen, you're going to have a government shutdown. We're going to be talking about a government shutdown. And people were saying, why aren't Republicans doing this? Why aren't Republicans doing that? You do have a majority. It is a teeny tiny majority in the House. I'm glad to be in the teeny tiny majority instead of the almost their minority. But the Republicans, I think, across the country can feel a little bit like we feel in Illinois, which is you're sick and tired of the tyrannical reign of overspending, big government that exists, that you have to live under and deal with. It's very difficult to watch the country go in such a drastic direction that is so opposite of what you believe in, and then you're motivated to do something about it. it's no different in the state of Illinois.
Well, Thomas Massey's a really good example of the stuff that you're talking about. You're talking about nationally. Thomas Massey's known nationally, if we pay attention to politics at all. We're hoping to do the same thing locally. He's got that. He's got my ear. I think most conservatives, when they hear him say something like, look, we want to be pragmatic here, but we also don't want to give up our principles, but here's what we're up against. You hear that and you go, you know why I trust that you're telling the truth? Because you tell me the truth. You're telling me this stuff all the time, and I've seen how you vote. Thomas Massey's got a really good record. What we don't have is locally as much the ability to go, oh, that guy's on TV all the time. I hear what he's doing. I hear his policies. I can trust him. So we come to events like this to highlight certain individuals that we say, look, even if you're not 100% on board, maybe you're 95% on board with this person, but we're gonna show you a little bit about what they believe so that when they go to Springfield / Chicago / wherever all of the actions happening at any given moment, you can trust that they're there to represent you and represent your values.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. The sun is shining out here, and it is, to me, it's a bright way to look at something that is going to be getting very, very competitive, and just the idea of moving into a campaign season and knowing that Election Day is 417 days away, and yet it's going to be here before you know it. There are opportunities for you to participate on the Missouri side of the river. Missouri has a lot of elections. This circuit, this go-around, you're going to elect governor, you're going to elect all those statewide positions, and, for three people sitting here right now who are residents of Illinois, and most of, we're on a radio station in St. Louis. We're on 97.1 FM Talk. It's in St. Louis. It's in Missouri. And when Republicans in Missouri complain about Republicans in Missouri, as Illinoisans, you're just like, that's like a first world problem.
Yeah.
We're living over here in a third world state trying to deal with, a governor that is pushing this state as far left as he possibly can so that he has a shiny, sparkling resume when he decides to run for president. It doesn't even matter in the state of Illinois if what Governor Pritzker is doing is soundly constitutional, because if he wants to come grab your guns, if he wants to try to infringe on your Second Amendment rights or the rights that you should have as a parent, that should be absolutely your decision on what you do with your children, and how your parenting decisions shouldn't be infiltrated by what the government in your state government have to say. They want to prioritize all of that stuff. All of the government overreach in the state of Illinois is because they believe that they know what's better for you, because that's how they consolidate power. That's how they continue to stay in a position of power to build their wealth, and they do it on the backs of the taxpayers. And in Illinois, the system is so corrupt and it's so historically rooted that the question exists, can you even fix it? And in the state of Missouri, with supermajorities of Republicans, you get to pick and choose which kind of Republicans you send to Jefferson City. And, one of my favorite points to make, and, Ryan, we've talked about Chris Christie quite a lot, what Chris Christie would do with the state of Illinois.
Oh, my gosh.
It would be, to be able to have a guy like him who would come in and run the state of Illinois the way Chris Christie would. If you're in Missouri and you're hearing this, you're like, Chris Christie's the biggest rhino ever, and he would destroy everything, and he shouldn't be anywhere near the presidency. When you look at the United States of America and understand that we have 50 plus different versions of government and all the different states and territories and stuff that we have, that's by design. And that is what ultimately needs to be protected, and I just wish Illinois would get back to it.
Here's why you're good at what you do.
Oh. 2 scooters in one day?
No, has nothing to do. Actually, it probably does have a lot to do with that.
I was going to say, do you want to know what I would be like right now without 2 scooters in one day?
No, because you set up these scenarios where I have to admit, actually, yes, Chris Christie would be a good guy in that situation. I don't like Chris. I don't want to vote for Chris Christie, but in a state like Illinois, we're talking about the fundamental difference, and this is really one of the main differences between Democrats and Republicans. Do your leaders trust you to make decisions, or do they want you to trust them to make decisions? That's one of the core reasons that you vote Republican versus Democrat, or you vote Democrat versus Republican, is that you want people over you making these decisions for you. The gun thing is a great example. We can't trust you to have a firearm. That's what a Democrat would say.
Right.
Republicans say, no, you can be trusted. And in fact, we want to make sure that we're staying out of the way. And it's not just that, it's economic, it's almost across the board. That's the difference at a national level, but it affects all these local things with Democrats and Republicans.
Well, we are broadcasting live out here. It's just an absolutely beautiful golf course, 27 holes, I believe. I have golfed this golf course many times. We've had family reunions out here. It's absolutely beautiful with the most perfect day at Oak Brook Golf Club in Edwardsville with the Madison County GOP. Now, if you're a resident of Madison County, Illinois, and you've thought you'd like to do something to help, reach out and, let us know that you are interested in that. Find Madison County GOP on Facebook or their website and connect with them. And you can say, listen, I don't have a lot of money that I can spend here, but I have some time and I'd like to be effective. I have no time and maybe a little money where I could apply it to help be effective. Anybody out there who has the will in their heart to help make Illinois a constitutionally observing state once again, now is the time to get involved. Same thing in Missouri. Reach out to your county Republicans and ask how you can get involved. Become a precinct committeeman. There are a lot. I think did Darren Bailey say 50%? It was a super high number. I don't want to over.
50% filled, 50% unfilled.
I thought that's what he said.
Yeah, it's right around there.
That's shocking. And being a precinct committeeman is something that you can do. Or if you're not the one who wants to do it, maybe you know somebody who can. Sign up, do something. Just pick one thing to do. Don't overcommit yourself from the beginning. Just try to figure out how you can be a part of something better for the state of Illinois. And in turn, I'm telling you what, if you push people to consider what their options are, a lot of people who are looking at how they're going to vote in this upcoming election who maybe haven't voted Republican before, maybe they haven't voted before, maybe they're kind of a moderate or an independent, maybe they're a Democrat and had a union household or just strongly voted Democrat over the course of time. Now they're asking themselves, I think maybe we need to take this in a different direction. And on a national scale, there is a lot that can be improved upon, and it really starts with, if we lose the right as the capital W, we the people, to drive the direction of this country, and we just wait for candidates. We're going to have some candidates on here in a second, but they're standing over there, so they can't hear me say this. The people who are your elected officials aren't going to save this country. You're going to save this country. The people are the ones who have to step up and be involved, and they have to answer to you. And if you never show up, or if you never sign up, or if you get tired on voting day and you don't really want to show up because you just got busy or whatever, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, if you surrender that, then you're definitely going to get what they vote for, not what you vote for. And that's really, in my opinion, what we're living in here in the state of Illinois right now. We're going to take a quick break and invite you to join us on the Annie Fry YouTube channel. Right before we went live, things got a little wild here technically. I think we're streaming on 2 YouTube broadcasts right now, and I don't even know how that's possible. So
one is the show, the other one is my personal commentary on the show.
Oh, you're like Mystery Science Theatering the broadcast that you're making at this very time.
It's a real talent.
Yeah. So we would love to have your support. If you're not out here today, then jump on the Annie Fry YouTube channel. We're going to try to make sure that everything is buttoned up and back to normal. But when all that stuff happens at about 12:05, we're doing the best we can, and hopefully you can hear us loud and clear from Oak Brook Golf Club in Edwardsville, Illinois, with the Madison County GOP 2023 Golf Scramble. We're going to take a quick break here, and we will be back with some special guests. Don't go away.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
Stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself, are you currently receiving steady paychecks? What about when you're retired? Will you receive a monthly check to cover your expenses and also have some fun? Marvin Mitchell and the team at Compass Retirement Solutions calls this mailbox money. It's a monthly check you'll receive throughout retirement. They don't want you to worry about if the money will show up or how much money you'll receive. The only thing they want you to think about is how to spend it when it arrives. Find out how to get enough money in your mailbox every month when you're retired. Call Marvin Mitchell and the Compass Retirement Solutions team at 314-373-1598 to start working on a plan that can help you create the monthly income you'll need in retirement. Call 314-373-1598 right now and schedule a visit with Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services, investments, and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois.
You've been listening to the very popular Wellness 101 for many years, Saturdays and Sundays on 97.1 FM Talk. We're happy to share that we've expanded the show to 4 times a week. Yes, 4 times every weekend. Saturday at 10 a.m., Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 9 a.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the same great show designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you a common sense, science-based strategy for a healthy life. So join TJ and Aaron for Wellness 101. Now 4 times a week on 97.1 FM Talk.
St. Louis physician Dr. Abicki created Neovitin 15 years ago to help support his own nutrition when he needed it most. Since then, Neovitin has helped thousands of people support their daily nutrition with sensible doses of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and Dr. Abicki's proprietary blend. If you're ready to join many St. Louisans in supporting their nutrition, give Neovitin a try. You can find Neovitin at your local Schnucks, Dierbergs, and online at neovitin.com.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is celebrating 54 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance, and installation of heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Mark Cox here. Before you sell your home, you should know what it's worth in today's market. Call my friend Gloria Liu. She'll tell you. With 20-plus years of experience, Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty has been successfully selling homes in your area for more money than the average agent. Gloria has multiple selling options that give you the power of how and when your home is sold. A few of Gloria's options include bringing multiple cash offers from her substantial pool of investors, a zero commission program, and don't forget Gloria's guaranteed sale program. Why can Gloria guarantee the sale of your home? Because her database of buyers is huge, and she's so confident she can sell your home, she'll put her own money where her mouth is. Call your local real estate expert today. Call Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
97.1 FM Talk. You're here because you're done playing by their rules. St. Louis's home for conservative talk. 97.1 FM Talk. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Fry Show.
She said, don't you worry if I disappear. I told her I'm not really looking for another mistake. I called an old friend thinking that the trouble would wait, but then I jumped right in. A week later returned. I reckon she was only looking for a lover to burn, but I gave her my time for 2 or 3 nights. Then I put it on pause until the moment was right. I went away for months.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Thank you for being with us this beautiful Friday afternoon. You're out and about right now on your lunch break, and you're asking yourself, do I really have to go back to work? Maybe you should go golfing. We're at a golf course right now. Oak Brook Golf Club in Edwardsville, Illinois. An absolutely stunning golf course. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later. But joining me now, 2 of my favorite women in politics, because one of them is my state rep and one of them is my state senator, State Representative Amy Ellick and State Senator Erica Harris. Ladies, welcome to the Annie Fry Show and Oak Brook Golf Club. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. One of the things that I have appreciated so much about both of you women is that we're here for the Madison County Golf Scramble. Madison County was not always a super Republican stronghold. In the last, I don't know how many years, it's flipped the county board from where we were as a Democrat stronghold. Erica, you were on the county board when this happened, to a Republican majority. And Amy Ellick, you flipped a blue seat red in the state house. There's something happening in Madison County right now and has been building over the last maybe, what would you say, 10 years?
2016 is when politically everything changed in Madison County. It had been a Democrat stronghold in our area for years and years, and 2016 is the year that the county board was flipped from Democrats to Republicans, and in the years since then, the county seats, the treasurer, or the chairman, the county clerk, the recorder have all flipped over, the auditor, to be Republican.
And really one of the things that I like to shine a spotlight on this, Erica, you served on the county board when that happened. I'm certain that there wasn't just one year where everyone just changed their mind and decided to go Republican. There had to be something brewing that built and momentum that was driven into that 2016 year where the county board went red. Amy, you serving in the state house right now, getting ready to run for your third term. Is that correct?
Yes.
They redistricted somehow. They took me out of Katie Stewart's district and decided to give me to you. I don't know why they did that. But Amy, you went up against a blue seat. You flipped it red. I got to think that in your district that had been building as well, and you were able to pull it off.
Absolutely, and I think you're starting to see that we started with those county board seats and worked our way, and the dominoes just started to fall, and once they did, they started falling pretty quickly, which now culminated with Erica taking office just in January and winning that big election in November.
Yeah. What is it like, Amy, I can ask you both this question. We'll start with Amy, and then we'll go to Erica. What's it like to serve in the super minority? Unfortunately, I can ask that about both sides of the General Assembly. Amy?
Some days are very, very frustrating, but overall the job is incredibly rewarding, because when you get really frustrated with all those things that go on in Springfield, you get to go back home into your district office, and you really do get to affect the lives of individual people that need help with the ridiculous inefficiencies of state government. So it's like this push and pull. You get frustrated some days, you do get wins. It's a lot of fun, frankly, to poke at the ridiculous policies that the Democrats put forward all the time. So it's every emotion you can think of is what we go through in this job.
My goal for Illinois is to get the Republicans in the super majority. Here, you heard it here first on the Annie Fry Show. There are people. Thank you, Ryan, with the slow clap in the background. We're not quite there yet, but I have to think that other than being in the super majority, one of the most entertaining places that I would enjoy myself is being in a super minority, where you can pretty much roll how you want to roll, call out what you want to call out, because you're so limited in your ability to affect things that you really have to be bold in that. Erica, you have found yourself, you've been in public service for a little bit of time. Knowing you personally, I wouldn't call you a politician. That's a compliment, either of you ladies.
Public servant.
Public servant, there you go. That's what a good politician would say. Well done, Erica. But it's correct, it's right. Not being a politician-y kind of person and deciding to, move from the county board where you were into that state Senate seat and give that a shot, and you pulled it off and another blue seat flipped red. What kind of connection or disconnection have you experienced in the state Senate, the way they operate, the things that they prioritize, compared to when you come back to your district here, of which I'm a constituent? Do they understand what we're dealing with here in the state Senate?
I would say no. So I just came back from a legislative conference where there were people from all over the state. It was interesting because talking to legislators from Chicago, they think everything is wonderful and people are so happy with the state of Illinois. And that is not the messaging
that's
that
all
people
that legal
in the Metro
marijuana
East
talk
are saying.
There,
correct.
Like.
So, yes. Now, in the Senate, I'm one of 19 Republicans out of 59. So, to your point, we are definitely in the super minority. So, to accomplish anything, we must get Democrat support and buy-in. So, there's a catch-22 of we really have to play very nice if we want to get help, which we need the help to get anything accomplished. So we can stand up and still call out bad policy, but we do it in the type of way that then they'll still work with us. And it had an example this last session. There was some policy that I didn't like that some of our local downstaters were supporting from the other side, and I said, hey, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to speak against that on the board floor, and I'm going to ask you some tough questions. And they said, okay. And I said, but you really don't care because you've got the votes anyway,
right.
huh? And they said, yeah. So,
which is exactly why you should use that as an opportunity to stand up and speak, because you're not persuading people to stop doing what they're going to do, but you might be persuading voters to vote differently come the next time. And I think that knowing that Illinois' conservative super minority that exists in Springfield does not reflect the actual spirit of the Illinois voter. And I'm not saying that Illinois as a whole is a conservative red state, but Illinois as a whole, the people who you would meet all over the place, north of I-80, down south, the people of Illinois are not as liberal as their representation in Springfield is. That is just not the case. They've got the money, they've got the system, getting thumbs up from the crowd here. I appreciate that. But it's very important for people who are watching Springfield and feeling like it's a lost cause, it can't be fixed, to know, yes, it can be fixed, but the people we're talking to right now have to participate in helping get better people into office. Amy, did you serve your first term with Madigan as a speaker?
No, his last day as speaker was my first day in office.
Oh, that's bright.
I know, I love that.
What has it been like since in the House? You can't have the comparison necessarily, but I'm sure you've heard a lot of the stories. Are the Democrats as organized as they were under Mike Madigan?
Oh, definitely not. And Democrats and Republicans have both said that. Some of the things that have gone on and some of these liberal policies would have never happened under Madigan. This is certainly not an endorsement of Madigan in any way, because I can't stand him and that he was there for so long, but it's definitely a different time in Springfield with Speaker Chris Welch in charge.
And it seems to me like without Mike Madigan there, with Welch in charge as of this point in time, that more people get to push things that they want. Before, the state was run by Mike Madigan. It didn't matter who was in the governor's office. It didn't matter, the way that Mike Madigan specifically, I'm going to call out Katie Stewart, my former state representative, who's a Democrat here, in a very purple district. The fact that she has been able to pull off the victories that he has, a testament to her and her campaign team for being able to pull off those victories. But she has an abysmal voting record. She votes the way the Democrat Party tells her to vote. She is a seat that they know that they are kind of stealing right now from the Republican Party. So she's going to take some votes that go against what the Democrats say, maybe make her look moderate. But, you know as well as anybody, Erica, being in the state Senate, they have votes that the Democrats can say, oh, no, you should vote with the conservatives this time, because this is going to help you get reelected the next time. It's all politics, and the constituents aren't even a factor in the minds of the Democrat Party that have taken over and ruined this state where we sit right now.
100%, and that's why we need to keep building on the momentum we have, finding good candidates, people that care about serving our area, that are workers, that have integrity, and we'll get behind those people to pump up our numbers
for sure.
Springfield.
So it's not just about being in the super minority, and I know that you have limitations on what you're actually able to accomplish. People will say, well, I said a Republican there, and they're not getting anything done. Folks, they can't. They're in the super minority. The Democrats can be told you're going to vote red this time on any particular bill, so that when they come back and campaign, they can be like, I stood against that. Well, they were told to do that. You are working on things. You guys are trying to make improvements here locally in Madison County, and I know you're both of your constituencies reach outside of Madison County as well, right?
Mine does not.
You're all Madison
Right.
County. Erica, tell me something that you're working on right now that you want to make sure that people understand is an initiative of yours and you're trying to have some success with.
Sure. So a bill I recently filed, which I'm very excited about, is an age verification bill. And basically in the state of Illinois, if you try to go on to say, look at liquor online at
Sure.
You have to verify your age. You can't just enter that site without entering a birthday. Now, in Illinois, if you go to a porn site, you go right in. There's no pop-up window. There's nothing that stops you from...
You just get to access it.
You just get to access it. And something that has changed, as we all know, in the last 5 years is we are putting tablets in the hands of our kindergartners. And as parents, we assume in our own home that our kids are safe, right? We worry about them when they're out of our purview and out of not under our roof. What we're finding is happening is half of children 12 years of age have viewed pornography, and half of those have done it accidentally.
Ugh, that's awful. And yeah, I mean, one of my biggest pushbacks on devices is the internet is not limited in any capacity. That is a simple step that could be put in place that would say, no, are you the appropriate age to be able to access this content? Of course, it would be a no. I think that's a very, very good initiative. Amy, what can you talk about within your district here in Madison County, some efforts that you've made as their state house representative that you want people to know is going on?
Sure. One big success that I'll talk about, and this is a little bit different than legislative work, but somewhere where we can both have success, even being in the super minority, is creating relationships with the government agencies so that they will bring resources and deliver grant funds and things like that to the area. So we recently celebrated the success of America's Central Port in Granite City receiving funding from DCEO to buy property that will allow them to do significant economic development along the Route 3 corridor. I believe that would have never happened had I not brought the governor's office, DCEO, and other people to the table in Granite City several months ago so that they could see this has huge potential here. This is going to be a great project. It's going to be long-term. You're not going to see ground being dug tomorrow. This is long-term economic development for the region. So that's somewhere where I think we can both have significant success. Although we both did have great success legislatively too. And like Erica said, making sure that we are proposing smart legislation that makes sense to both Democrats and Republicans.
Well, you two women have been leaders in Illinois, proof that Republican women, of course, can take the helm and really be productive in really, really difficult situations. And both of you always have a positive attitude, but you also have a fighter mentality. And I'm so honored that Amy, you are my state rep, and Erica, you're my state senator. I'm so proud that in this area in Madison County, we've had as much success as we have had on the Republican side. I think that there's something that could be looked at here that we can replicate in counties around and maybe get some of those Southern Illinois House seats. I know, Amy, there are ones that we would love to pick up, and we need to get great candidates and support them. From a state senator position as well. We have to continue to fight. We can't give up. I'm not going to give up. I know you ladies aren't going to give up, and it's great to be out here today talking about these important issues with both of you.
Thank you.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
being here.
All right. State Senator Erica Harris, as well as State Representative Amy Ellick, joining us right now. If you are interested in learning more about the Madison County Republican Party, you can find them on Facebook and check out either one of these ladies. Senator Erica Harris, HARRISS.com, and Amy Ellick is online at repelik.com. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, Wiggins America, you do this for a little bit. We'll be back. You got something really big planned? It's the be or not the be.
It's the be or not the be. Yes, it's big.
It's huge.
It's Friday.
It's one of our favorite segments that we do when we return here on the Annie Fry Show, broadcasting live from beautiful Oak Brook Golf Club in Edwardsville, Illinois. You're going to want to visit this course, I promise you. Ryan's segment, the be or not the be, when we come back.
Heart is so cold all over my own. I don't want to know that, babe.
Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Fry Show.
And paid for by Case Legal Media. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those on the Marine Corps base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. Until now, North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve. But passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file a lawsuit seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation, 800-291-3576. Don't wait. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-291-3576. That's 800-291-3576. Again, 800-291-3576.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they're very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They're in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Don't hate, don't
final. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hi, this is Andy Berg, board certified master arborist with Hanson's Tree Service. Leaving your ash trees unprotected from the emerald ash borer may lead to an unforeseen rapid decline in their health. Go to hansonstree.com to find out how we can service your trees today.
If you want to lose weight, I've got a great idea for you. Mark Cox here for my friends at Victory Men's Health. They're now offering FDA-approved semaglutide. They have tremendous results with this medication. The average patient loses 15% of their body weight. Men and women can get semaglutide from Victory Men's Health at any of their 3 locations. Be sure and book your appointment today online at victorymenshealth.com.
A couple things I want you to know about. One is the YouTube live chat poll of the day on the Annie Fry YouTube page. Who can hit the longest drive, Ryan, Brad, or Annie? Let us know what you think about that, and also why you're wrong if you pick Brad or Annie. Also, at 1:25, ask me anything. We need your questions on that same chat. Let us know if there's anything burning that you need to ask us, or you just want to, and we'll star those and we'll ask them. It is right now 12:44. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Are we one of your top presets?
You were giving off that vibe, so if you want to take it to that level.
St. Louis is home for conservative talk.
Yeah, y'all know what it is. Katy Perry, Juicy J. Let's rage.
And here you were gonna come to me. And here you are, but you better choose carefully. 'Cause I'm capable of anything, and everything.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Make me your one and only. Don't make me your enemy, your enemy, your enemy.
Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
You know what you're falling for, baby. Do you dare to do this? 'Cause I'm coming at you like a dark horse. Are you ready for a perfect storm, perfect storm? 'Cause what's your mind,
The bee or not the bee?
Well, it's that time of the week for the Bee or Not the Bee, your favorite segment that we probably do on the Annie Fry Show, and mine. Ryan, take it from here.
All right, what I have here are several stories, some of which are real, some are from the Babylon Bee, which is a satire website that exists on the internet.
You know what the non-satire site is called?
MSNBC.
Not the Bee.
You're right, actually. There is a Not the Bee.
Yeah.
So this is not all stories taken from Not the Bee, which
it
is
the Bee,
real.
or is it not the Bee?
But some of these are real. I'm going to read the headline. You guys have to tell me whether or not you think it's a real headline or not, and then I'll read the story to you, and you can find out for sure. Here's the first one.
We got some people standing around here right now, and if they're listening and they have a thought on whether it's the Bee or not the Bee, you can shout it out.
Yeah, yell it out. Yell it out. All right, here we go. White House says there is no direct evidence that Hunter Biden actually exists.
That has to be. I'm just going in on it.
Okay, you're right, it's the Babylon Bee, but it's very close to what Corinne Jean-Pierre has been saying this week. Here's the the article from the Bee, though. It says, quote, when you think about it, there's not really any conclusive proof that this Hunter guy is even real, said historic gay black press secretary Corinne Jean-Pierre.
Historic?
They always say all of that
Yeah.
in the Bee.
That's because it's the most important thing.
That's the most important thing. To reporters, she said, quote, have any of, I like how I quote the fake quote, have you even seen him in person? Have you actually physically touched him? For all we know, Hunter is just a figment of the GOP's wild and fevered imaginations. It's sad, really. Journalists have begun to pull all their Hunter Biden stories pending further investigation into the matter. Once we have investigated the GOP's deception around the existence of this alleged Hunter character, we will update you on that story, said Jake Tapper. Stay tuned for an update in about 5 or 6 years.
The Bee.
The Bee. All right, here's number 2. New Mexico governor cites public health emergency to suspend Second Amendment.
Brad? Did you listen?
Yeah, this is real.
It's like, what am I doing again?
Yeah, health emergency to suspend the Second Amendment. Yeah, this is real.
I know there's a connection there. I'm interested to see what the article says, but I'm gonna stick with Brad's answer and say real.
You are correct. This is real.
Real?
Yeah, Democrat Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham tried to unilaterally suspend New Mexico's Second Amendment rights on Thursday
Yikes.
under the guise of a public health emergency. Remember that? Grisham became an emblem of elite hypocrisy during coronavirus lockdowns, the last time she suspended constituent rights in the name of public health. In 2020, Grisham famously opened up a jewelry store so she could purchase jewelry while non-essential businesses were closed.
What? Oh gosh, that's terrible. What is it about? I mean, is it just the emergency powers that are offered that they just want to? Like, I don't really understand the connection between. It's real scary out there, and it's a special situation, so we're going to have some special powers afforded to us, and you can't have guns. If I'm going to be stuck in my house for, like, another pandemic, and we're all supposed to be home, I definitely want to have my guns. I'm just telling you that right now from the People's Republic of the state of Illinois. I want to be able to protect my house when my children are there, and everyone is to assume that that's the case. It just seems like such a far stretch. But when you're passing, like in the United States House, when you're passing bills that are thousands of pages long, and Nancy Pelosi, who's the Speaker of the House, is saying we have to pass the bill to see what's in it, you know that these elected officials are going to take every single opportunity they can to overextend on the power grabs, because even if people are outraged about it the first time, they'll be a little less outraged the second time, and then pretty soon you're like, oh, I roll these people, and they're doing crap like this.
Well, that's why they do it, is because at some point in the last 100 years, we decided that in the name of a public health emergency, we could suspend certain constitutional right, things that are supposed to go through the legislature. All the checks and balances go away during a public health emergency. So they found that and said, oh man, this is a great end around.
That's so frustrating to me that we let them do that. Now, if you can suspend a right in an emergency, then you don't really actually have rights, because they will find emergencies so that they can suspend your rights so they can do what they want.
Or create them.
Yeah. The idea isn't that they're looking out for you. They're trying to accomplish something, and if your pesky rights get in their way, they will do whatever they can to move those out of the way or get around it or go around it so they don't have to abide by the Constitution. It's a power grab.
And I'm going to drop this in before I go to the next one. They are making us think of presidents and governors as kings.
And they are not.
They're beginning to make that shift in our public consciousness when they've never been that before. All right, here's the third one. Same topic. New Mexico governor suspends First Amendment to silence criticism over suspending Second Amendment.
Ooh. What do you think?
Yell it out.
You think it's a B? What do you think, Brad?
I didn't hear it.
Well, our audience is correct.
Yeah. The B?
It is the B. Quote, I am officially declaring that people criticizing me for stripping constitutional rights is a public health emergency, she said when making the controversial announcement. Due to the terrifying response to my Second Amendment decision, I am feeling really bad about myself, and now I have no choice but to suspend the First Amendment as well. So, be quiet. Quiet.
Be quiet.
That's that story. All right, here's the next one. Tell me whether or not this is real
Does
or...
the Babylon Bee have an archive of stories they've written that have come true? They have to somewhere.
Oh, I think they actively publish those.
I know. I wonder if
they have a whole account.
If that's how Not the Bee came to be.
That's a good question. That is a good question. Okay, here was the next one. Poolside Karen promises she's not usually racist.
It definitely could be a B article, but that could be something else. What do you think? Peanut gallery? Real? All right.
That's B.
I'll go with the peanut gallery and say I think that could be real.
This is real.
It is real.
It's from the Daily Beast.
Oh, man.
So it's written with a nice slant to it. It says
the Daily Beast has a slant?
Yeah, the Colorado Feng Shui consultant, who has been dubbed as Poolside Karen after having a meltdown over a group of Latinos having a pool party, has finally spoken out about the incident and swears she's not racist at all. And was
sure she does.
only showing concern when she noticed more and more people showing up at the pool at her apartment complex who may not have been residents. When police arrived, Featherman told them that she's not usually racist at all, but when they come in for their party, Featherman said they're nasty, they're trashy, and they don't belong here.
Oh my gosh.
That's a real story.
When you're insulting people like that, you could be saying things like that and it could be insulting, but you could be Like, if Ryan, what was the words? They were nasty and filthy?
Trashy.
Trashy?
Don't belong here.
I mean, if you were being trashy and I said you were being trashy,
No, I know.
and you're Ryan Wiggett versus someone else, it's just kind of the way it ends up.
Yeah, it's of course it's going to be. And then everybody's like, well, you're racist. And then the quotes come out. No, I'm not racist. I'm mostly never racist. And you're like, that's a terrible quote. Don't do that.
You need to do better. Higher PR.
Here's the next one. Experts believe Aaron Rodgers' ankle injury a result of being unvaccinated.
That's real.
That's the B.
That's real. It's real. Yeah. That's
Peanut
real.
Gallery says real.
That's
so
real.
MSNBC.
I'm going to go with Brad on this one. It's the B. It's the
But
B.
they did. Yeah, that was out there. Keith Olbermann
Did he really?
said something about that.
Unbelievable.
Is Keith Olbermann quoted in the B
No,
article?
he's not. It says, there we go. Taking the vaccine would have likely prevented this, said Dr. Arthur MacArthur, a sports physician who has never treated Rodgers. Research that we just came up with a few moments ago indicates there is a new COVID-19 variant that specifically attacks tendons and ligaments, particularly in the ankle. So Aaron Rodgers, due to his unvaccinated state, clearly came down with a sudden case of what we're referring to, as of right now, COVID ankle.
COVID ankle. I don't know if Keith Olbermann said that it was caused by it, but there was something that he put out there, I think, that was connecting.
It's amazing. Of course they're going to connect it.
Because just like anything else that exists in the world, COVID status or like vax status, whatever it might be, and your position on Donald Trump, those are two things that we now live in a society where there is a measurable portion of people where that is the only thing that matters about you. And,
Oh yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers certainly has a position that is publicly known, and he's just going to have to bear that cross. And I'm pretty sure that he doesn't care.
Yeah, he's okay with that. All right, Democrats complain that illegal immigrants are destroying their sanctuary cities.
That's real.
I mean, like, I want it to be real.
It's real.
Can I will it to be real? Peanut Gallery? The View real?
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
are saying I'm going to say the B just to be different. But
I mean, caveat here. It is real, but it's written by the Babylon Bee.
okay, let's hear it. This is
Our system is being totally overwhelmed. We are literally dying, said New York City Mayor Eric Adams. I'm beginning to think supporting illegal immigration, undocumented people of migration, was a bad idea. I mean, refugees. What are we calling them? I thought we were safe up here in Chicago because everyone knows immigrants can't travel, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson said. I thought all the gun violence might help deter them too, but apparently they find it appealing because it reminds them of home.
Oh, man.
As sanctuary cities crumble into broken heaps of refuse, Democrats reportedly are refusing to accept responsibility causing the immigration crisis they very clearly caused. Blame has been shifted to the southern states, racists, and even immigrants themselves.
Oh man, good one. Well written. That's why the B is so good, because of how well they write these. So we're going to take a quick break here. Join us on the Annie Fry YouTube broadcast to watch us as we are broadcasting live here at Oak Brook Golf Club in Edwardsville, Illinois for the Madison County GOP 2023 Golf Scramble. We are so grateful for the opportunity to be out there. Please join us. We need your Ask Me Anything questions. Help a sister out. Get on the Annie Fry YouTube channel and ask. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Don't go away.
She's a beast. I call her karma. She eats your heart.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands to treat ED at up to 95% off. That's right, the same active ingredient as the brand name for 95% less. It's the same ED medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
Updating your home with James Hardie Siding has never been more popular. With all the options available, you need a partner to maximize your investment. The rising prices on vinyl siding has made Hardie Siding a great alternative. Siding Express is ready to refresh the appearance of your home or totally transform the look by installing Hardie Shake, board and batten, lap siding, or a stone accent to make it your dream home again. Siding Express is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor. Need ideas? Go to sidingexpress.com and schedule a free, no-obligation consultation today.
Start your Amazon business.
Hi, Ian Bauer. My first year averaged $45,000 a month in sales. Now I'm at $90,000 a month and hardly working.
In 2020, Americans made $50 billion selling on Amazon. Join America's Amazon expert, Dylan Frost, where anyone can learn how to start an Amazon business for only $49.99 guaranteed or your money back. Attend the Wholesale Formula 2-hour seminar Saturday, September 30th, 11 a.m. at the Aviator Hotel, Lindbergh Boulevard, St. Louis, Missouri. Register at thewholesaleformula.com.
Get a pen. You'll want to take this number down. Okay, you have health insurance or you don't have health insurance, but you want health insurance at a reasonable price, right? Well, you won't find it with Obamacare, where you can only sign up once a year with their high deductibles and limited networks. You need to talk to an expert. Kim Kiefer at H&L Agency can help if you pay for your own health insurance, or your employment coverage is just unaffordable, or if you have a few employees, you could be saving 30 to 60% if you qualify. Couples under 65 are saving $500 to $1,000 a month with better coverage. Go to hnlagency.org and get a quote today. We all need quality health insurance at an affordable price. Call Kim at 800-975-2841. That's 800-975-2841. Or go to hnlagency.org. And is spelled out. That's hnlagency.org. A quality plan managed by you, not the government.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
The president's bottom line for Detroit's Big Three. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Auto companies have seen record profits.
And President Biden says, in his view, those profits have not been shared fairly with the workers who helped make the money.
Record corporate profits, which they have, should be shared by record contracts for the UAW.
With a United Auto Workers strike now underway against Ford, GM, and Stellantis, the president is urging both sides back to the table and sending 2 top aides to Detroit.
In total, about 13,000 workers are walking the picket line today. So this is a far cry from the 150,000 UAW workers who work for the Big Three striking right now. It's about a tenth of the total workforce who work for the Big Three automakers. But the UAW is hoping that they can strike these plants, keep negotiating, and perhaps ramp up the strike if they need to make a bigger impact on the automakers.
Fox Business's Grady Trimble at a Ford plant in Wayne, Michigan. The workers are concerned in part about possible job loss in the shift to more electric vehicles. Automakers say they're losing billions on EVs so far and defending proposed 20% wage increases in packages rejected by union leaders as unacceptable. The New England coast about to get battered as Hurricane Lee blows by.
A tropical storm warning is in effect along the entire Massachusetts coast, with the most severe winds expected between midnight tonight and noon tomorrow.
Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey activating National Guard members in case high water rescues are needed. Lee's expected to make landfall in Atlantic Canada by tomorrow, but it's large. Tropical storm force winds extending out up to 320 miles. The Texas State Senate now deliberating the fate of suspended State Attorney General Ken Paxton at his impeachment trial. America is listening to Fox News.
A lot of schools talk about training the cybersecurity workforce of the future, but do they really deliver? My Computer Career has been supplying the IT workforce with thousands of skilled, certified pros for 15 years. Train with the experts in support, networking, or cybersecurity and start your career in months, not years. Upskill even faster. On campus or live online, qualified students may get financial aid, including the GI Bill. My Computer Career. Accredited, acclaimed, effective. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Mostly sunny skies going through the afternoon on this Thursday. 78 for the high. The city probably about 80, 81. Tonight, clear skies, 70s for evening plans, down to 49 for the overnight low. Friday, sunny, 78. Saturday, partly sunny, maybe a spot shower or sprinkle in the afternoon into the early evening. It's not much, 78. 78 again on Sunday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Kansas City Chiefs football is on 97.1 FM Talk. This Sunday, pregame at 11, kickoff at noon. Listen live exclusively here. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
Attention business owners, this is John Souza, CEO of ERTC.com. The Employee Retention Tax Credit Program provides up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. If you're confused about the program, stop right now before it's too late. Don't fall for false promises and risk your business. All ERTC companies are not the same. The bottom line, there's no such thing as guaranteed eligibility, and being innovative with tax filings can lead to an audit. At ERTC.com, we won't mislead you to attest to your own eligibility. At ERTC.com, everything is done in-house by expert CPAs, and there's no cost to get started. With the ERTC.com Fast Track Refund Program, you may qualify to get your refund in as soon as 48 hours. Get started today at ERTC.com.
Get your free refund information now. 800-200-9080. 800-200-9080. That's 800-200-9080.
Mark Cox here. Join me, Mark Reardon, and Annie Fry, along with Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw of the Retirement Advisory Group for the last Protecting Your Retirement educational event of the year. Tuesday, October 3rd at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Seats are limited, so go online to retirementkey.com. Here's Thomas with more.
Are you nearing retirement and wondering if you'll be able to live the same lifestyle as you are now? Do you worry about losing your nest egg in the next big market correction? Did you know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can roll over your company retirement plan tax-free to protect your nest egg from any more losses and provide more income than most investment options? Would you like to know why linking to the market is so much safer than owning the market? You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 and a half or older, you don't want to miss this last event of the year.
Protect your retirement nest egg. Join the official financial advisors of my show, Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw, Tuesday, October 3rd at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
The people have spoken. I want to thank you, St. Louis, for voting Under Law 2023's best St. Louis law firm.
When you're injured, call Onder Law at 314 or 618-9000000.
Replacing your windows should be stress-free and add value to your home. Infinity from Marvin Windows are your best choice. Made with Ultrex fiberglass, 8 times stronger than vinyl, low maintenance and available in many colors. And we leave your home spotless. Schedule your free design consultation by calling Lakeside Renovation and Design at 636-978-5000 or online at lakesiderenovationanddesign.com.
The only person who can change your life is you, but you need to know how. Listen to my show, The Del Walmsley Radio Show, where the hype ends and the help begins.
Listen to The Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
This hour of the Annie Fry Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Thank you for joining us this beautiful Friday afternoon. Seriously, if you're in a job where you can choose not to go back to work after lunch, that's probably happening right now. You're sitting in your car, you're trying to make a good, responsible decision. enjoy the beautiful day. Just don't go back to work. Go find a golf course somewhere. Get Oak Brook Golf Club in Edwardsville, Illinois on your radar. It's beautiful.
Oh
of course,
gosh.
it's extra beautiful out here. Have you played this course yet, Brad?
I've played this course twice.
You played this course twice. Ryan, have you?
I've played the front 18, not the back 9.
In golf?
No, here.
Yeah.
Because there's 27
Yeah.
of us.
And we've got a huge crowd out here for the Patriots Scramble. It's the Madison County Republicans 2023 Scramble, and we're so grateful to be able to enjoy this afternoon out there with them. I've got some clips here, an interview between Jake Tapper and Bill Maher. What do you think about Jake Tapper, Ryan? Like when you see something come across from Jake Tapper, what's your immediate filter that you put whatever you're about to hear through?
I keep a portion of one of my right ear specifically open.
Just to balance it a little bit more?
Because I think he's an aspiring journalist. I think he is attempting to be a journalist after so long in the propaganda machine.
He's CNN, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's CNN.
He's an aspiring journalist, and he's got like a major prime time show.
Jake Tapper is palatable for me.
I can handle it.
If I want to know what's going on and what the other side thinks about it, I think that he's going to present the facts and then give his perspective on it. So it's not like it's just a news report. It's a CNN news report, and it's Jake Tapper. But I'm going to listen to Jake Tapper before I'm going to listen to someone off MSNBC.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know, I don't really. MSNBC is doing what MSNBC does. They're in their own lane. They know what they're doing. They're not mad about it. It's just, it is what it is. Well, Jake Tapper was interviewing Bill Maher. And Brad, when you think about Bill Maher these days, I mean, it certainly isn't the Bill Maher of 15 years ago.
No, it's not the Bill Maher of 15 years ago. And he's actually got like, I disagree with him on 99% of the stuff, but I like the way he thinks. He's got a really practical way of thinking. And he's not off the deep end as much as his party has gone. He's very much a liberal, but he's like, we're not acting like liberals any longer. So I'm always intrigued at what he has to say because he's usually really well thought out on most of it.
Well, here's some of the conversation.
The only way Trump doesn't get that nomination is if it's just him and DeSantis. If it's a bunch of people in there, yeah, they're going to split the anti-Trump vote because, you know, Trump has a very hardcore following. I mean, it's a cult, and cults don't ever go away.
Well, you know, whether you think that if you're a supporter of Donald Trump, I certainly disagree with that. You can be a very rational, patriot, America-loving voter that isn't even really on the Republican side of the aisle. You could be moderate, you could be conservative for whatever particular reason, and not be a member of a cult. I could, if we're going to use that type of an analogy coming from Bill Maher about people who support Donald Trump, I could go toe-to-toe to him, I believe, and make the case that the Democratic Party as a whole right now has become cultish.
Oh, yeah.
Pastor?
Yeah.
Why do you say it like that?
Well, because it's not what it's not the ideas that they're sticking to. It's what the line is coming from the top. Usually cults get everything top down. There's one person or a group of people at the top that are dictating to the rest of everybody what is supposed to happen. And when you look at the Democrat Party, that's what you get. The Democrat Party says these are the lines, and from whoever the leadership is down to the rank and file politicians, down to the people who are just big liberal Democrat fans, it's just what the party says. And like I was saying earlier with Bill Maher, whenever, you know, they used to be for free speech. You could say what you want, and they didn't want to control what you said. And they were always fighting for that. But they're not doing that anymore. Now, I mean, like the Biden administration just filed an appeal to have the right to communicate with social media groups to censor what people say. They want to be able to go to social media and say, you need to take this down because we don't like what they're saying. They say it's for misinformation, but misinformation is a very like smudgy concept or topic. You can't really say what misinformation is, and that way they get to define what misinformation is, and therefore they get to choose what gets put up and what doesn't. That's not what the Democrat Party of old used to be, but Democrats are all for that. They're like, no, we need to get rid of misinformation. Well, that's all lines coming down from the top down. It's very cultish behavior because they've spun 180 degrees on what it was that they principally stood by originally.
The point of what Bill Maher was saying there, but he has to take it in the Trump insult direction, which is the most frustrating part about the way these conversations are being had, because Jake Tapper and Bill Maher talking about the Republican Party, am I going to be interested in two, you know, leftists who are going to have this conversation? not most of the time, but maybe those two. I'm kind of interested in that perspective. They represent a lot of people. So setting aside the insulting, cultish comment, his point is that if there is an instance where Donald Trump doesn't get the nomination, it has to be mano a mano, DeSantis-Trump. I think that is correct.
Yeah, and that's the point of what he's saying. Because it's weird to come out of that clip and be like, hey, Bill Maher's right. Although we're not talking, no, wait, not the cult stuff, not that stuff. But the analysis part of that, where if you have an not even anti-Trump, but just maybe a faction of Republican primary voters who are looking for a different option, they're going to have to coalesce around somebody, and that's probably going to have to be DeSantis. That is not the wrong take. That is probably objectively true.
Right.
Well, here I'm going to play another clip here real quick from this interview. We've got a few, so we can keep talking.
Clearly, Florida led the way in being open. Much to the attacks that I used to suffer from. And a lot of the attacks that I suffered from through the balance of 2020 was the media in Florida leveraging the Trump White House against me and saying, oh, the governor isn't following the Trump White House directives. He has restaurants open. He has schools open. He has all that stuff. So they really use that White House task force as a cudgel to try to beat me over the head, to try to portray me as being reckless.
So Ron DeSantis talking about the major distinction that exists between Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis. And when you look at what Ron DeSantis is saying there and you compare it to what we talked about yesterday and that Megyn Kelly interview with Donald Trump's response to, is there anything that you wish you would have done differently, or is there anything you regret? You wish you would have clipped Fauci's wings a little bit there. His response is, DeSantis closed down Florida. That's just...
No, it's not good.
Donald Trump can win that issue so much. And
Yes.
I really hope that he pivots, because I think he's going to be the nominee, and he needs to have the broad shoulders to say, there's a ton of things that I regret, because every step of the way of my entire presidency, the candidacy leading into me being elected president for the first time, every step of the way these people were making up stuff about me. And I knew where this virus came from. I knew what had happened, and they pushed back against me then. When I go in there next time, the bureaucracy that held me back, I'm taking it out. And I'm replacing it with something that returns it to the American people. Instead of, is there anything you regret? Ron DeSantis closed down Florida. Knock it off.
Yeah, don't do that. This is actually, though, why it needs to be Trump and DeSantis. Right up until there's an actual nominee for the GOP, this is actually a really good debate. And unless DeSantis can gain a little bit and put a little pressure on Trump, that debate is great, because guess what the whole world is watching then? They're watching the policies of two good policymakers go at it, and it's nasty. And it's like, oh, it's reality TV, but the policies are being talked about. I want to see that happen more, but you need DeSantis to rise more for that to happen.
Do you feel, Brad, when you're listening to Donald Trump react to these moments, anytime there's a really difficult question being posed to a politician, the best politicians want the hard questions, because if you win the hard question, you will win the American people, because you don't back down from it. And the hard questions are generally made out of the majority of criticism that you're facing from the other guys. And then you take that to a golf scramble like we're at right now, where you've got four people, maybe not this golf scramble, but maybe you're in a different golf scramble. Yeah, no, honestly, these people are probably fighting over DeSantis and Trump here.
That's correct.
Because Americans are having to make that decision right now. And people want to know the answers to these questions, because it's going to guide the vote. And if I see Trump take a punch there and not punch back on the heart of the question that's being asked, then I'm wondering, are you afraid to answer that question?
Yeah. I don't like whenever, because it seems like sometimes people get offended when you ask them the hard question. I'm looking for people to show me that you can handle the hard question and that you can think enough on your toes that you can actually respond to that hard question. You don't need to pivot to point to something else or whatever. You prove to me that you're going to have the ability to answer that question. It's like when you're on the world stage, if something happens, it's going to be hard. If you want to be president, it's going to be the hardest job in the world, and you never know when a virus might come out of Wuhan or something like that you will have to respond to.
If you're Fauci, you know.
Well,
He's known since 2018.
But my point is this: you're going to be in doing that job, because this is a job interview. You're interviewing for the job of president. In doing that job, you're going to be presented with very difficult circumstances. And what you can't do is say, "Well, this was just unfair, and I don't like it." These are the cards you were dealt. You've got to play the hand that you're dealt. Prove to me that you can handle the difficult situations. And if you can't handle difficult questions, it makes me wonder if you can handle difficult situations.
Here's the other thing about those two guys, Trump and DeSantis. Even if they don't get into a knockdown, drag-out before the primary or going into the primary, they're both going to be sharp.
Yeah.
They're because of the media environment. Now, the opposition, Biden-Harris, if it is indeed them.
Sharp as a tack.
Are you kidding me? Kamala Harris, you probably have sound from this week from her interview asking her about abortion and certain things. She wouldn't answer any questions. I mean, these are friendly interviews that she's failing at. Biden obviously can't do an interview. So these people, I mean, the Republicans have a tremendous advantage going into 2024 just because we're going to have people who are sharp and willing to handle the media.
Well, let's listen to more here from the Maher Tapper interview.
Do you think that DeSantis is part of the old school Republican tribe, or do you think he's more of a Trumper 2.0?
That's the great question. I don't know if he's playing a part or if that's really him. You know, the reason he's so effective is he does two things at once. He can be a real old school Republican who just takes care of business. You know, COVID, the hurricane, stuff like that. He just goes about his business. He doesn't do crazy stuff. But then when he wants to throw red meat to the base, he's a performance artist. And he does a lot of really outrageous stuff. But I get it that that's where the party is. If you want a big future in that party, especially if you want to take on Donald Trump, you got to ride both those horses at once.
I find it very interesting there that it's taking two leftists to ask the question, is he Trump 2.0? Because in a vacuum, he is. He was. What is the Bane? I was born in the darkness.
Yeah.
What does he say?
Oh, Bane.
You were formed in it.
You merely adopted the dark. I need a cup.
Yeah, I know. Here it's full of coffee. Yeah. I mean,
Molded by it.
to think about.
Raised in it.
There you go. If you could do the rest of the show like Bane, that would be fantastic.
There's zero chance of that happening.
Well, at some point, if that's what we end up doing, then you know that we have taken on too much water, and there is nothing left for us to do. Yeah. When you think about Ron DeSantis, from not inside, not on the eighth hole with your four people at the Madison County Republican golf scramble at Oak Brook Golf Club, you think about it, when you're at a golf scramble with your buddies, and they all come from different walks of life, and you knew each other from forever, and you still are friends, and you disagree on certain things. You got to get out of the bubble that we often have the conversation about DeSantis and Trump in, and I implore people that are too close to the sun on this issue. You're going to get burned, and you're going to burn the people who are around you. That both of these men would do amazing things for our country. And the direction and the speed with which we are destroying our country right now under the leftist policies of Joe Biden and whoever is puppeting this president, it has to change. And the infighting is ridiculous and it's stupid. And Ron DeSantis is one of the original members of the Freedom Caucus, isn't he? Like he was there formulating this alternative way of doing business in the swamp, and he didn't. When he was in Washington, D.C., he didn't become part of Washington, D.C.
Right.
He was opposed to that. He left Washington, D.C. because he felt like, I don't know that I can get enough done in the bureaucracy that exists here to be effective in this way, and then he went to become governor. Donald Trump would be Ron DeSantis' biggest cheerleader if Ron DeSantis weren't trying to take the place that Donald Trump. So I understand the competition. I understand the vitriol. I, to some extent, appreciate the entertainment value of it. But at the end of the day, both of these men are for America. And both of these men know what it takes to get stuff done. I almost said a bad word there. And that is what matters. And for me, I have to listen to Jake Tapper and I have to listen to Bill Maher have a conversation from the left side of the aisle to go, any leftist would be afraid of both of these men for all the reasons we want them to win.
They're having a good conversation from a leftist perspective. They're not wrong, but it is weird. You know, you do have to push back on things like when Mar goes, well, he does outrageous things that are just red meat for the base. Well, what are you talking about? Prohibiting school teachers from talking about sexuality with third graders? Because if that's considered outrageous.
Outside of the political conversation, these are all easy questions with obvious answers.
Yeah.
The
but
red meat for the base.
That said, it's like listening in to a conversation on the other side that you're like, oh, actually, you know what? I get your perspective. It's not mine. But you're not doing a terrible analysis, so at least I can respect that.
Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to take all the questions from our listeners on the YouTube channel in the Ask Me Anything category. Stick with us on the live stream, and if you want to take us anywhere you go, download that Odyssey app, AUDACY. Follow 97.1 FM Talk there. You can follow the Annie Fry Show as well. Get your podcast, all the fun stuff. We're broadcasting live at the Madison County, Illinois GOP 2023 Golf Scramble at beautiful Oak Brook Golf Club at Edwardsville, Illinois. They are about to take off in a little bit here, and we are so excited to be enjoying this beautiful day outside with many of our friends here in the 97.1 listening audience. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back in just a few minutes. Don't go away.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Fry Show.
Hi, this is Brian with Velocity Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 314-782-3333. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition and any price range in the St. Louis area. I'm a real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that needs updating, but you don't have the time or money for it? Great, because I love buying outdated houses. I buy vacant houses, job relocation houses, and foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 314-782-3333. That's 314-782-3333.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
When you can't stop, there's Vicks VapoRub. Vicks VapoRub sends powerful medicated Vicks vapors right to the source of your... so you can experience cough relief and breathe easier. Generations of families have trusted Vicks VapoRub to help relieve the worst cold symptoms. So next time you have a cough, reach for the Vicks VapoRub. Vicks VapoRub. Cough relieving is believing.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections.
You don't feel like doing anything. When you feel like your head is completely clogged, all you want to do is just lay down and sleep. And the pressure, it's just not fun, always walking around with a headache.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of St. Louis Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty.
I really did not know what it was like to feel like you're really breathing and not being so clogged up. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, congestion? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with St. Louis Sinus Centers. Call 314-332-2885. 314-332-2885. That's 314-332-2885.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for the Honor Flight today at gslhonorflight.org. And for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Big Friday show starting with the Reardon Roundtable in the 3 o'clock hour. Also in the 5 o'clock hour, Missouri Congressman Jason Smith, one of the 3-point people on the impeachment inquiry.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. What a beautiful Friday afternoon. Thank you for joining us for some of it. If you're enjoying your lunch right now, take 97.1 with you wherever you go. If you go back to the office or if you're choosing today not to, I totally get it. You can listen to 97.1 FM Talk on your radio station, of course, but we are on the Odyssey app as well. AUDACY. Download it. Follow 97.1 FM Talk. You can follow the Annie Fry Show as well. We do a little Ask Me Anything on Friday. And I don't. Do you have questions prepared, Brad? Ryan, do you have questions prepared?
Oh yeah, I've got a ton.
You've got a ton. All right, take
I'm
it from here.
super prepared.
I'm totally ready to hand this over to you.
All right. Well, the first one is a variation of a question I think that we have maybe discussed a little bit before, but in this environment, I want to ask it again.
I don't like your tone right now. I'm a little nervous. You sound super prepared for it.
I just want to know what video game you guys think that you're the best at.
Ooh, what video game?
Super Mario World with the Yoshi.
On SNES?
Don't look at me like that.
Wait,
I don't like that tone either.
Have you recently started playing this, or are you good at the original?
The original. There's only one.
Well, I know, but were you playing it on Super, or are you playing it now?
We have this conversation with enough regularity that you should know that I have a Nintendo Switch. Because
I do know that.
Yes, and all of the games are on there.
So you're good at it right now because you've gotten good at it recently.
I'd be better than you.
Oh, yeah, obviously. I'm not even arguing. I'm not even arguing.
Darn it, I wanted to fight.
Oh, no.
I mean, that's the game I would be best at. Like, my kids will play, and we will end up, I will let the kids play the game, and because my 7-year-old can play that game as well. We play Fortnite, too, and I'm not bad at Fortnite, but it's hard to play Switch Fortnite against people who are on a computer.
Yeah.
But when the kids can't beat a level, they give me the controller, and I usually have a one-shot beat.
The legend.
Yeah, I got to be good at something.
So,
Yoshi.
like, what game am I personally best at playing? All of them.
Oh, gosh.
No, I'm kidding.
This is ridiculous.
You asked Brad a question. You thought he was going to go easy on you there?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know which game I'm best at because I rotate. I change games every so often because I just
you
play
just master all of them.
Well, I just play whatever I'm in the mood to play. Right now, playing Baldur's Gate 3 for those 4 of you
I
out
thought
there
you
that
were
know
going
what
to
that
say
is out
Balderdash,
I'm
which
playing
is a
Balderdash.
wonderful game.
Yeah. No,
we should play that on
probably the game that I think I'm the best at is Fortnite.
We have the reason I asked this question is we have a listener here who has said that he's really good at a particular game. Do you know what game that is?
What?
Pitfall. No.
Pitfall.
No.
Isn't that
The
Atari?
Mayan Adventure. Here he goes.
I think Pitfall was the game my dad used to play on Atari when we were like super little.
Jumpman.
Yeah. There is a kill screen on that game, isn't there? There's not an actual win, but you can get so far. Now, no, the reason I brought this up is because RBI Baseball 1 is the game that I mentioned last time, and this guy right here says he can beat me at that game.
Ooh, are we going to stream it?
I think we might.
Yes, we will.
Probably not on this Wi-Fi.
Not on this Wi-Fi.
No, not today.
But I can make that happen.
And not tomorrow.
We're going to actually have to play baseball, is what we're going to have to do. But I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
And you said this last week. You're very confident in your RBI baseball skills.
I'm not sure that I have ever been beat or could ever be beat.
Yeah, but when was the last time you played?
Dude, like last
It's like
week.
riding a bike.
Dude,
Yeah.
like last week.
It's my game that I just don't think. I just
getting
chill
old.
out to. But it's the
Memories
only
failing.
game that I have. There is no other game that I can do that with.
I got a question.
Okay.
Biggest driving pet peeves, driving slow in the fast lane does not get, it's off the table. It's retired because obviously. Do you want a minute to think about it? Because
Go ahead,
I asked
please.
this question because I thought this is like a PSA. This is an opportunity to tell y'all to stop doing this. I cannot stand when there's a turn lane in the middle, like if you're on a 2-lane road, but there's a turn lane in the middle, or if there's a 4-lane road and there's a turn lane in the middle, stop slowing all the way down in the lane that you're supposed to be driving in before you get into the turn lane. The turn lane is where you're supposed to start slowing down. But
Okay.
you'll be in like a 2 lanes going one way, 2 lanes going the other, and a turn lane in the middle, and people will brake to almost a complete crawl, and then they'll just move over into the turn lane. That's what the turn lane is for. And that to me is a bigger pet peeve than driving in the fast lane.
Mine is likened to that, and it's whenever people start slowing down before they hit the ramp, or whenever they're coming onto a highway, they're not up to highway
The
speeds.
flow of traffic should be maintained.
Yes. So you've got to be up to 65 if the highway speed is 65 by the time you get to the end of the ramp, and you don't start slowing down until you're off the main road and on the ramp completely. That's a big pet peeve. But my biggest pet peeve is distracted driving. Whenever you see somebody in there, you're like, what on earth are they doing? And then you go alongside of them, you finally get around them, and they're looking at their cell phone or whatever, or texting, and they're like hiding it in their lap. Stop doing that. That's not safe. You're not doing a good job of driving, and you're probably not doing a good job of texting whoever you're texting.
I'm probably texting Brad.
Here's my number one.
Guilty.
It's when somebody's made, for instance, but it could be other circumstances too. Somebody's made the decision to be in a certain lane, and then at the last minute realize, I need to not be in this lane, I need to be in a different lane.
And they dramatically brake.
And they just, either they brake or they speed up really fast and go through. And they do something that inconveniences everybody else because they've made the wrong decision. No, you've committed to it, you messed up. Like even on the interstate, I gotta get off on this exit.
Take the next exit.
Just take
turn
the next
around.
one. Yes, it's going to cost you an extra 5 to 10 minutes sometimes, but ultimately, it's not everybody else's fault that you messed up.
Poor planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on theirs.
Thank you.
Any questions you guys want to throw out there real quick?
Yeah, I got one. If you were in a bad mood, what 3 things would cheer you up?
3 things. You start. Your question. You start.
Usually a good joke will cheer me up. Good food cheers me up. And
Jokes and food?
Yep, jokes and food, and then just getting away from whatever it is that put me in the bad news.
Space.
Yep, those 3 things.
3 things that cheer me up. A nap. A longer nap. A nap, something that I can do that has nothing, like something that is a total mindless activity. Or I was working on something last night, and it was a pretty intense thing that I was working on, and it was taking me forever. And so I did play Fortnite. I played 1 game of Fortnite to try to clear my mind before I went to bed. But then I got 3rd place and not 1st, and then I was angry, so that didn't help. But something like a video game I could see, or watching YouTube about Disney, back off. And the 3rd thing would be just spending time with my kids doing something, probably. Like just something that is just 100% about focusing on them, where I sit on the floor and I wrestle with them or tickle them or play some game and I don't know what I'm doing, but just like a total mind clearing situation, but also a nap.
Yeah, I've got one of each. One that's real and one that's theoretical. The real one is, especially this time of year, we're starting to light a fire in the fireplace. And man, in the evenings,
that's nice.
The whole family just gathers around and watches the fire like it's on TV. It's like, and everybody's quiet. About 5 minutes.
You get 5 minutes out of that? Every
Yeah.
time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you sing songs?
No, we
Do you
don't
play the
sing
guitar?
songs. I play the tambourine, but real intense.
Ryan gets the guitar out and tunes it for 30 minutes.
All right, kids, time for bed.
I'm up there like slamming that tambourine on my side real hard, and they're like, "This is not really like the right mood for that." But that does change things for me. The theoretical one would be if I'm in a bad mood, I would think the quickest way to turn your mood or to get out of feeling down would be like hard drugs.
What?
But I don't do that, and I would think short term that would fix things real fast.
Holy cow! Are you kidding?
But-
Look, do you see the Madison County Sheriff just step away? The Madison County Sheriff
Cuff him.
was doing
Cuff him.
something over there to get ready to go, and he went like this, whoosh, and he was looking right at you.
Okay,
He's parked right over there. Go ahead and get the dog out.
Sheriff Connor, if you just want to take him now, he's on the phone. He's pulled his phone up. He's making a phone call, and this is how Ryan Wiggins lost his job on the Andy Fry Show.
See the red in my
the
cheeks?
Sheriff
That's
of
genuine.
Yeah, he's actually
I did not know that was going to happen.
This is the Republican Party golf scramble. This is not the Hunter Biden golf scramble.
Hey, look, if this was a bunch of libertarians, I'd be fine.
Yeah, it isn't. It is not.
And remember this, Sheriff.
You
Look
want
some
to talk to
judgment
him?
on that guy's
Remember
face
this,
right there.
That I said theoretically.
Yeah.
I didn't say in actuality.
Yeah, but you went hard in on that joke.
This guy in the pink shirt's gonna come get you.
You got an all points bulletin on me, and I can't even talk. I'm a little nervous about this.
Right now.
Man, joke's gone wrong.
It's theoretically, allegedly.
Allegedly. Did you see him, Leah, when he stepped out? I don't know what he was doing, but all of a sudden he caught my attention. He was just like.
What I've forgotten is, and here's an important message for everybody. When you're broadcasting live,
Drugs Against Resistance Education.
Remember that it's not just in your headphones. It's broadcast everywhere, including right there.
This is your job. This is how you feed your family. I'm really happy for your career that you figured that out right now in front of the Madison County Sheriff. We're going to take a break because I'm pretty sure Ryan needs to go to the bathroom.
That'd be a great spot for a break. I'm going to go clean my pants. I'll be right back.
We are taking a break. We'll be right back.
What's wrong with being confident?
Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Fry Show.
It's time to get the chains out. Is your tongue tied up? 'Cause this is not round, and I'm dangerous, and you can get off, but it's all about me.
Follow Annie on Instagram at The Annie Fry Show.
When you have Rhino Shield on your house, it does a couple of things for you. It beautifies the house, and it protects it from the harshest elements. And boy, do we see those here in the greater St. Louis area. You get instant curb appeal. It will stick to anything. Rhino Shield is the answer, no matter whether you're painting a home or a church or a business or a condo, because it's 100% waterproof. It takes care of the outdoor maintenance on whatever is on the outside of your home. The brick, the block, aluminum, steel, stucco. They can put this on with the 2 to 3 coat process. They're there about a week, and they do a great job. A lot of businesses have done it in the area. Several Firestones have done that. Vantage Credit Union over the years. Harlan Packaging down in DeSoto. Call Darren today and schedule your free estimate. 877-25-RHINO. Easy to remember phone number. Or go online today at 877-25rhino.com. Mark Cox here. Different real estate agents will sell your home for different amounts of money. Don't be fooled into thinking all realtors are created equal, because they're not. Different realtors will get you different results. So the agent you choose to sell your home matters. The experience your agent has, the marketing, the database of buyers, the systems, and the capabilities of your realtor, they all matter. Why? Because how much you sell your home for matters to you. That's why I recommend you call Gloria Liu with your home sold guaranteed realty. According to MLS statistics, Gloria sells her listings for more money than the average agent, and she does it with less hassle. With 20-plus years of experience, our local real estate expert, Gloria Liu, knows how to get you the most money for your home, guaranteed. Gloria offers her sellers multiple selling options, so call her at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
DiamondDirect.com.
Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
While interest rates are skyrocketing everywhere else, Diamonds Direct comes to the rescue. Now for a limited time, get 0% interest for 5 years on anything and everything. Now through October 1st, you get Diamonds Direct's incredible value price and spread your payments over 5 years with an unheard of interest rate of 0.0%. Nothing's held back. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets. At a time when you need it most, Diamonds Direct steps up with the best offer in the nation. Don't miss it. Get details, showroom hours, and more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. On approved credit.
I've been taking Nutrafol 4.5 years.
My hair was thinning.
I was under a lot of stress.
I like Nutrafol because it's drug-free and the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement.
My hair feels thicker,
stronger.
Nutrafol has taken me back to the hair I was meant to have.
Join the 1 million people growing at Nutrafol.com. That's Nutrafol.com. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition. Paid for by Nutraceutical Wellness, Inc.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
Celebrate the month of September with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $129 and take $50 off your air duct cleaning. Call for the Mark Reardon special, 314-474-2020, or book online at ZeroResSTL.com. Spell it backward or forward, it spells the same. Zero Res.
There's a shotgun start happening right behind us. It's the Madison County GOP Scramble happening, and also there is now a picture of me in handcuffs floating around somewhere out there after mentioning hard drugs in front of the Madison County Sheriff Jeff Connor. All of those things have happened in the last 5 minutes. If you want to get the podcast, you'll hear all of it. The time right now is 1:44. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Searching for truth in a world of angles, positions, and outright lies. This is 97.1 FM Talk. This is the Annie Fry Show.
Come with me now. Come with me now.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. I love this song, man. I played this song. This is one of them that I played that reminds me of being on Saturdays because this came out. The Annie Fry Show started on the weekends in June of 2016, and this is just one of the songs that would get me pumped to come do the. We have had such a fantastic afternoon so far out here at the Oak Brook Golf Club. We're broadcasting on location for the Madison County Republicans Golf Scramble. They just took off. Man, there are a ton of people here. This is packed.
Well, why wouldn't you want to be out here today?
No kidding.
It's pretty awesome.
So we're going to be on location again Wednesday, September 27th.
You got it.
At Ruler Foods.
Yep, in Collinsville.
In Collinsville. Right by Brian's house, which is in the back of the parking lot, from what he said yesterday.
I live in dumpster 2.
Do you ever go back home and think about the things you said and go, I kind of wish I had that one back?
You know what? You can't do that.
Okay, Trump.
Because if you did that, I would just live there every day.
Yeah.
And you just got to kind of let it go.
In regret?
Like, for instance, like what just happened. You know? Like, just making a joke about hard drugs.
So red.
Dude,
for the people
that shocked
so
me.
embarrassed.
I can't believe. Go ahead.
I was just going to say there are people who have tuned in who don't know what you're talking about.
Dude.
So you need to set the table.
We were talking about things that put you in a better mood. And I said, theoretically, hard drugs would do that. Temporarily, theoretically, not long term, but just, you know, if you need a quick pick-me-up, it would be a terrible idea.
And then
but it would work. And then I'm facing this direction, and then everybody else is facing the opposite direction. So behind me, the Madison County Sheriff, Jeff Connor, steps out of a golf cart. And
it's true.
When you achieve that level of law enforcement, I think that they've probably, just like we can kind of like do things on the fly when technical problems are happening, for instance, we don't even know what that's like. Not
and then
today.
if you get even higher in the Justice Department, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yes. I think in law enforcement, you probably get to a point where you can look really mean and not mean it.
Sure.
And I think that he was doing that. I think that when I turned, he
word,
had that look.
The word in the industry is command presence.
Yes. Yes.
I love meeting sheriffs because they have to be elected.
Uh-huh.
So this is not to say that police officers don't have personalities, because if you ever get the opportunity to sit down with a police officer and listen to them talk about their job, that is so incredibly captivating and compelling and makes me love them. Each time I get to experience that, love them even more. When we were out at Midwest Wing Fest, we were talking to officers that work in the Fairview Heights Police Department, and several of them, they gave us patches. It's so cool. I love collecting patches from different police stations across the country. I've got one from the NYPD that we got when we went to Trump Tower in New York City in 2019. But he was talking about listening, and then they were talking to us about some of the challenges they face in Fairview Heights. And if you talk to the Madison County Sheriff, he's going to tell you about troubles that they face in Madison County and how specific those different issues will be to the locations. You get to the point where you're talking to a sheriff and they've won elections, they've got that extra personality that doesn't just stop at knowing the law and enforcing the law. They have to persuade people that the way they're going to handle that county or whatever might be is the right way. And we've got, in this area on both sides of the river, the law enforcement that we have here, it cannot be overstated how amazing the people who are in the blue around here are. And so you get to meet the sheriffs, though, and they just have the extra little dash of personality and spice in there, and they're so fun to talk to.
It's so weird because because we're on the radio, we get to talk to people in sort of a more casual state more often because they might know us. And so at that event specifically at Midwest Wing Fest, a lot of those Fairview Heights officers had come up and said, "Hey, nice to see you guys in person." And I'm still so intimidated when a person in a uniform walks up.
Is it from all the situations in high school?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's from the fear of God that was put in me by my parents, probably, that I still am like, there's this tremendous success or respect, and then they start talking to you. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that you're just a person,
a human.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have any run-ins with the law that you want to talk about? I should ask you this off air if you wanted to talk about it on air.
I don't have any really. I have one good story. I was coming home from a party in my junior year of college. And thank God I had not drank anything, just hard drugs, yeah.
He's going to come back from the hole that he's on right now and take you away.
But this is in O'Fallon, Troy area of Illinois, and it's probably 2 in the morning. I'm coming home from a party. Of course I look suspicious. I'm 19, 20 years old, whatever. So I should be pulled over. And I was pulled over just because I think it was you kind of rolled through that stop sign there. I'm like, yeah.
Did they give you a ticket or anything?
No, he was just seeing,
checking you out.
Who are you? What are you doing out at 2 in the morning on a Saturday night? You're 19 years old. And that's completely fine. But I was very respectful. I hadn't anything to drink. I put the keys on the dash. I did the whole thing that I've been told to do. And he was very oh, okay, you're doing everything kind of right. And all of a sudden, I still don't know the answer as to why this happened. He's just talking to me. He's like, "Where you been tonight?" I'm like, "Oh, I was at a buddy's party, but I haven't had anything." He's like, "Okay." And then he goes, "I got to go. I got bigger things to worry about." I'm like, "Uh-oh, what just happened?"
You're like, we're on your time here.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, this is.
No, we're having such a great chat.
Yeah, you can really do anything you want. I mean, we talk about anything, sir. But he turns and just runs back to his car.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, man, they just must have got a call or something that I couldn't hear. Well, then I look out in this field to my left he was obstructing, but he had seen somehow. And way out in the middle of this field in Troy, there's a giant fire that was not there 5 seconds ago.
Holy cow. Well, maybe he had word of some hooligans that were running around, and he thought you were one of them.
Yeah.
Because you look really hooligan-y.
I do, yeah. Especially then when I didn't have a beard.
But I didn't have a beard.
Yeah.
Is that why you have the beard?
Yeah, because I look so much more mature, and they police look at me now and they're like, "Oh, you're one of us."
He didn't want to run around with the hooligan roughage all over his face.
Right.
Oh, he has a beard. He's fine.
Well, it was amazing though. It was like, well, thank you. This fire on high has saved me from a possible ticket.
Fire on high. God sent the fire to save me.
I really, to this day, do not know how in that 5 seconds between, because I was looking in that direction, that this guy was obstructing the view, and then all of a sudden, this fire was enormous out in this field, and he had to go, and I was like, going home.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
I never had any crazy run-ins with the police, but have you ever been pulled over and like made up an excuse as to why you were speeding? People talk about like saying you got to go to the bathroom really bad or something like that. Have you ever tried to get out of or excuse yourself from anything?
I've never made up an excuse. I have had to go to the bathroom that bad. The one time I was
you got pulled over because you were racing
I don't remember.
home?
I know that my wife has cried a couple times, and that works. But
on command? Don't say the answer.
I'm not
Don't
going to
answer
say.
that.
I'm not going to say the answer. I think she actually was that worried because she was worried that I was going to be like, "You got a ticket." So she.
So
was able
she
to
was the one who got pulled over.
Scared
she
of
did.
you?
Yeah, she's scared of me. I think honestly, she finds some emotion and then kind of pulls it to the top.
So your wife got in trouble, and then she started to cry because she was afraid of you, and you give her an allowance.
Yeah, that's all factually true, but I don't like the way that you said it.
I bet she doesn't either.
No, there was one time. Now this is also same year. I'm college. I must have had a lead foot at the time. Like I don't now. But I was driving home from Carbondale, and this was on some random road, probably between Carbondale and Nashville, Illinois. I get pulled over, and the guy, I think to intimidate me, said, "Why don't you come out and sit in my car?" And I'm like, "What in the world? I was just doing a little over the speed limit."
How much?
I had 5.10. Probably 10.
5? You didn't get pulled over.
No, not for 5. It was probably 10.
Unless it was one of those times you didn't have a beard.
No, yeah. But he pulled me into his car, and I was speeding. I was probably a little over 10. And so he did write me a ticket. It's the only ticket I think I've ever gotten.
Did you hear him say he was going maybe 5, 10? Now he's like, maybe a little over 10.
Maybe 10, 15, 20, whatever, 25.
How hard did my car go? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but he pulled me into his car, and it was so awkward because his point was to make sure that I felt uncomfortable because I was very young. He was trying to teach me a lesson like, hey,
did you need to have a
don't
lesson
speed.
taught to you?
I think so. I sped a little bit too much. And so he was teaching me a lesson with silence. And I, as you know, being in this industry, cannot handle that.
I love it.
So
I actually learned that from him.
He was listening to the radio, and I was just basically going on and on about whatever was on. Oh, this is a Pink Floyd
And then in 3rd
song.
grade, I took $5 out of my mom's wallet. And I just wanted some candy because I love candy, and I'm probably going to be diabetic one day, but I just love candy so much. Okay, it was $10.
He's like Chunk from the Goonies.
I think I honestly, I kid you not, heard a Pink Floyd song and was like, oh, I love Pink Floyd. Hey, let me tell you a little about this song. It was On the Wall, which was released in 1980, but they wrote this song. It's called Run Like Hell. They wrote this in 1979.
He's like, get out
and
of the car.
He was like, oh, God, get this kid out of here. But I did get a ticket. I think it's the only time I ever did.
What was it, like a
speeding ticket?
Speeding ticket,
yeah.
So not terrible. I was going to say, if he put you through that to teach you a lesson and he didn't give you a ticket, but did you deserve the ticket?
I think so.
Yeah.
I probably did.
Don't you, as a parent, this is important. We only got like 90 seconds left here. But as a parent now, looking back on that, if your kid was doing what you were doing, wouldn't the best thing to happen to them be a police officer who snaps them back to what they're supposed to be doing so that they're being safe?
Oh my gosh, yes. And you hear stories of past where I've had stories in my family where the police would bring somebody home and be like, Dad, I'm not going to give him a ticket, but I'm going to leave him with you. That is the best punishment possible. I don't even know if that's capable of happening today or if that's just like an old-timey thing, but I love that idea.
Dirk on YouTube says, I tell the LEO that they are interfering with my rights, that they're in the preamble of the Constitution. My pursuit of happiness requires exceeding the speed limit, and it doesn't work. Which is funny because there are liberals in this country and Democrats who haven't gotten to the doesn't work part yet. But Dirk has learned that lesson. You got X's and O's for us when we come back?
We are ready to go.
I'm going to dominate Brad in this game of X's and O's when we return. Are you ready to go down?
No, I haven't prepared myself.
See how
for that.
she does that?
I win all the time.
See how I do what?
Well, she asks questions you can't answer. Are you ready to go down? You can't answer that.
Just because you don't have the answer doesn't mean that...
I'll let you know when it happens, Annie.
That was okay.
All
that was
right.
a decent response.
We'll be back with X's and O's. Ryan Wiggins has got it all prepared for us when we come back in the 2 o'clock hour. Don't go away.
With the Wholesale Formula Seminar, find out how to start your own Amazon business.
Hey, I'm Rick Manello. 2 years after attending the Wholesale Formula Seminar, I was able to sell my Amazon business for over $400,000.
Hi, I'm Amy Sherlock. I attended the Wholesale Formula Seminar to learn how to work from home while raising my son. Today, I do $175,000 in sales per month.
Hi, I'm Hillary. Before attending the Wholesale Formula Seminar, I was a school teacher. Today, I work from home selling products on Amazon.
Hi, Ian Bauer. My first year averaged $45,000
$25,000 a month in sales. Now I'm at $90,000 a month and hardly working.
Whether you have a business and want to sell more on Amazon, retired, or just need extra money, America's Amazon expert Dylan Frost will show you how. Attend Dylan's live in-person seminar for only $49.99, guaranteed, or your money back. That's right, discover the easy way to make money with Amazon. Meet Dylan Frost at the Wholesale Formula Live 2-hour seminar Saturday, September 30th, 11 a.m. at Aviator Hotel, Lindbergh Boulevard, St. Louis, Missouri. Register at thewholesaleformula.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands to treat ED at up to 95% off. That's right, the same active ingredient as the brand name for 95% less. It's the same ED medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Get a pen. You'll want to take this number down. Okay, you have health insurance, or you don't have health insurance, but you want health insurance at a reasonable price, right? Well, you won't find it with Obamacare, where you can only sign up once a year with their high deductibles and limited networks. You need to talk to an expert. Kim Kiefer at H&L Agency can help. If you pay for your own health insurance or your employment coverage is unaffordable, or if you have few employees, you could be saving 30 to 60% if you qualify. Couples under 65 are saving $500 to $1,000 a month with better coverage. Go to hnlagency.org and get a quote today. We all need quality health insurance at an affordable price. Call Kim Kiefer at 800-975-2841. That's 800-975-2841. Or go to hnlagency.org. And it's spelled out, that's HANDL agency.org. A quality plan managed by you and not the government. Call 800-975-2841.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
They're on the same page. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. With auto workers on strike against Ford, GM, and Stellantis. The president of the United Auto Workers Union just out with a statement saying he agrees with President Biden that record profits should mean record contracts, though he does not agree with the president's take that negotiations had broken down. President Biden sending 2 top aides to Detroit, including Acting Labor Secretary Julie Su.
To offer their full support for the parties in reaching a contract. The bottom line is that auto workers help create America's middle class. They deserve a contract that sustains them in the middle class.
The White House defending the push for electric vehicles, pointing to rising sales and lower costs, though Ford says it still expects to lose more than $4 billion in its EV division this year. For now, the UAW strike is limited to 13,000 workers at 3 facilities. The White House not weighing in directly on the federal indictment of the president's son, Hunter, but spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre has just reiterated President Biden would not pardon Hunter if he's convicted. She won't say if they've spoken since the indictment was announced yesterday in an ongoing special counsel investigation.
I'm just not going to get into private conversations that the president has with his family.
Hunter Biden is facing 3 felony firearms charges, accused in part of making false statements about drug use. His attorney suggesting the charges stem from political pressure, weeks after a plea deal fell apart. The U.S. military taking a second look at the deadly airport attack that killed 13 service members during the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. The Pentagon's Central Command will interview service members who were at the airport but weren't included in the initial investigation after reports at least 1 injured service member suggested the attack was preventable. America is listening to Fox News.
A lot of schools talk about training the cybersecurity workforce of the future, but do they really deliver? My Computer Career has been supplying the IT workforce with thousands of skilled, certified pros for 15 years. Train with the experts in support, networking, or cybersecurity and start your career in months, not years. Upskill even faster. On campus or live online, qualified students may get financial aid, including the GI Bill. My Computer Career. Accredited, acclaimed, effective. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Excellent weather this afternoon. Lots of sunshine. 81 for the high tonight. Partly cloudy. A drop through the 70s for evening plans. 55 for the low. Saturday, partly sunny. Maybe a spot shower in the afternoon. Really tough to find. 78. A spotty evening shower Saturday night. Also really tough to find. Partly cloudy. 58. And Sunday, gorgeous. Partly sunny. 78. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Stewart's American Mortgage is where you go when you make that smart financial decision to get your mortgage done with no closing costs. When you are thinking about buying a house and you're looking at the MLS and you're looking and you're talking to your realtor and so on and so forth, and you think you're getting closer to the process where you're like, okay, let's get the pre-approval letter ready. Let's make it so that we can start submitting an offer here. Make sure that that conversation involves Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage. You call him or you text him at 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. And when you talk to him, you can tell him what you're looking for, what you're thinking. He can offer you like a less than 2-week close. He can help you once you get pre-approved, make it so that you can just go online to generate those pre-approval letters, which means you're lickety-split making that offer and submitting it, not waiting on a third party to make it accommodatable. Stewie is there to guide you through the whole process. And with the Bagel loan, you pay nothing in closing costs that other lenders will charge you for. 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. Call or text. Google the Bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
Mark Cox here. Join me, Mark Reardon, and Annie Fry, along with Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw of the Retirement Advisory Group for the last Protecting Your Retirement educational event of the year. Tuesday, October 3rd at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Seats are limited, so go online to retirementkey.com. Here's Thomas with more.
Are you nearing retirement and wondering if you'll be able to live the same lifestyle as you are now? Do you worry about losing your nest egg in the next big market correction? Did you know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can roll over your company retirement plan tax-free to protect your nest egg from any more losses and provide more income than most investment options? Would you like to know why linking to the market is so much safer than owning the market? You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 and a half or older, you don't want to miss this last event of the year.
Protect your retirement nest egg. Join the official financial advisors of my show, Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw, Tuesday, October 3rd at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan, president of McKelvey Homes. Founded in 1898, McKelvey Homes is celebrating 125 years with our inventory home sale. Get $12,500 off of all our market homes. Move in quick, lock in your interest rate, and get all the popular features and colors selected by design professionals. And for every home sold, McKelvey Homes will donate $1,898 to Dravet Syndrome Foundation. Visit McKelveyHomes.com.
Exergen thermometers are the #1 choice of medical professionals at top-ranked hospitals. Make Exergen the chosen thermometer for your home because accuracy matters. Available at Walmart and Walgreens. Learn more at Exergen.com.
More good news for Frederick Roofing, voted best roofing company by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch.
For a hole in your roof or a whole new roof, Frederick Roofing.
314-645-2000.
Fact-checking the fact-checkers daily. St. Louis's home for conservative talk. 97.1 FM Talk. This hour of the Annie Fry Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
They got someone here knows what they're talking about.
Left up, left right,
Gotta love this American ride.
Like, you need to take some time to get the full picture. Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Was everybody else listening to that in mono too?
I don't
or
know.
just us?
Yeah, I was surprised when you made that. You didn't just put music under both tracks.
Yes, I am too, Brad. I've never known that was going to be an issue.
Isn't this fun? Isn't this great?
I've noticed that from time to time. I was like, that sounds weird.
Do you want to do the X's and O's for us here? Sure. All right.
I've never played.
We're gonna play. Do you want to be X's and O's, Brad? You can.
Are
you talking smack on the YouTube channel?
Maybe.
Well, your camera doesn't work, so it doesn't matter.
It's not true.
It is working? Oh, man. So, what do you want to do? X's or O's? Your choice. Really? O's.
Yep.
I think we probably need to let everybody know that the way that we're playing today is our experts are our contestants.
Uh-huh.
So it's not just that Annie, Brad, and whoever else we've been pulling in, Ethan recently and so forth, are playing as experts with contestants.
We are.
They are actually playing against each other today.
Our own experts.
Yes.
I want to
consult with yourself.
I would like to make a proposal on how we could modify this version of the game, since it's Brad who's going to be O's and myself who's going to be X's, and she's got that's fine.
Okay.
That what do you think about? We each get 2 opportunities if we're answering a question to pass it to the other person and force them to have to guess.
So how's this going to work? I'm not going to get you to try to trick me. I just get to answer the question, or.
I think we're just answering the question.
Yeah, you're just answering it.
Okay.
You're not answering
like
for anybody.
if Ryan asks me a question and I don't know the answer, that I can pass it to you.
Oh, you could throw.
And if you don't get it right, I get the square.
Yeah, okay.
2, but we each get 2.
Okay.
Is that fine?
That works.
Commissioner, what do you think?
I feel like she's been up all night thinking of strategies to beat me in this game, and none of it's going to work.
I'm just going to go the straight shooter. I just think I'm going to win.
I know you think you're going to win.
I know you think you're going to win.
I know I'm going to win.
As long as every time you pass it, you quote Ace Ventura, and you're like, I'd like to ask you a few questions. It would be so funny, Ryan.
Ask.
It would be so funny. Now, Ace Ventura said it the other way, though.
Is that how Ace Ventura talks? I don't remember that part of the movie.
No, not like me.
He bends over and talks out of his bum.
That is also true. Before we do that, also, do you want to go first? I'll let you go first.
Okay. Bottom left. Bring on Todd.
Wait, where's Todd?
You guys are so into the game that you're forgetting to introduce the game.
You can't.
No, that's your job. You're the host.
I get it, but
get it under control, Wiggins.
This is usually the times we go, oh, this is the way the game's played. And you guys came into the segment going, hey, what do you guys want to do? O's? I'll be O's. No, I'll be X's.
Well, that's what you get for not taking control of the game. You've got 2 contestants chomping at the bit. I need you to be the host. Let's go, Ryan.
The drumming has begun. So here is the way that this game is going to be played. We have no experts here. We have just a bunch of novices.
Excuse me? That's rude.
We have 2 contestants who will not know anything.
Novices.
They are named Brad and Annie. We have a drummer in the studio, although we are on location at Oak Brook Golf Course.
Do you know
Madison
what it took
County
to
GOP.
get Todd to come out to Oak Brook Golf Club in Edwardsville, Illinois?
I don't think you just heard. I said I implied that he was in the studio.
Well, I know, but he's not. He's here.
We can make anything up we want.
His riders are ridiculous.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's true. Brown M&Ms and all.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's the way this is going to be played. It's just 1-on-1 in other languages. Is it Latin, Pastor? Is that mano y mano?
Koine Greek. We can maybe do a little Aramaic and Hebrew.
I hope none of these questions are about Greek.
They're not. They're about the week's news that has passed. And do we determine who's going first?
Brad.
Brad's going first.
Yeah.
Okay, and you said which square?
I'm going to go with square number 7.
All right.
And I'm going to go with Brad.
Number 7.
I panicked because I didn't know what you're talking about, and then I got the joke.
Here we go.
A minute.
A prominent member of the U.S. House of Representatives was kicked out of a theater this week after vaping, laughing loudly, recording the show, and singing, allegedly.
Allegedly.
That U.S. House Representative was Colorado's Lauren Boebert.
Mm-hmm.
She tweeted
Brian's favorite thing to do playing this game is to ask a question, and you're doing it. You're sitting in your car at your desk right now going, Lauren Boebert! It's Lauren Boebert from Colorado. She was at a play. It was Lauren Boebert. And then he says with a smile on his face,
With
Brad,
a smirk.
he leads into it. He goes, that representative is, and then he says Lauren Boebert, and he feels
She tweeted out.
real big and tall
Yeah.
in that moment.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All of that is correct. She tweeted out. Did I already say that? Is that why you quoted that? Mm-hmm. Good job. She tweeted out, let me know how it ends. So she acknowledged that she was kicked out. What show was it, Brad?
I'm going to throw this one to Annie.
Oh, right out of the gate.
That's okay. I think it is. Oh gosh. If this is wrong, it's going to sound really stupid, but I think it has something to do with Hamlet. Is that right?
Hamlet.
No.
He said Annie.
You gonna go with Hamlet?
Yeah.
Hamlet is incorrect.
Isn't it Shakespeare or something?
No, it is not.
It's a
Well, unless
different
you
story.
consider this Shakespearean. Beetlejuice.
Oh, Beetlejuice. No, I do remember that.
Yeah, it's Beetlejuice.
That was bottom left.
Yep, and circle gets a square.
So
Circle gets a square.
bottom left is a circle. Alrighty.
All right.
My turn.
Yep.
One pass down for him. Well played. My rule.
Yeah.
I regret it.
Keep in mind, the way that this game is played is that you don't wait right here. You just pick a square.
Oh, I never do this part. 5. Usually this is when I Google, Google things
You're
that I've been
looking
curious
answers.
about.
Yeah.
There's this dog. I'm not joking. There's this dog that's just behind you right now. It's a beautiful collie, and I've just been thinking about that dog. So.
Oh yeah. I said hi to that dog
Brian's
earlier.
reading the question. I'm watching the dog do like roll over out in the grass.
Watching the dog do. 5, middle, center, X. Put it in there.
All right, 5. Here we go. You have sort of stumbled into sound. I was not quite the right sound there, but that's okay.
He did great. What do you want him to play?
No, he's doing a great job.
Yeah, Ethan is. Of all,
I'm going to be highly critical.
You be highly critical. Ethan is the only thing keeping this ship sailing down the stream right now.
Pretty good job. I'd give you
Yeah,
an
you
8.
almost got arrested 30 minutes ago, so.
Yeah. Ethan, solid 8 out of 16. All right. What we have here is a
Hard
direct
drugs.
clip, directly altered to sound like a gerbil.
Oh, what?
Let me know who is speaking.
Mitch McConnell.
Now we face critical challenges: mounting national debt, climate change, and the ambitious authoritarians of Russia and China. Neither President Biden nor former President Trump are leading their party to confront those issues.
Ooh, who said that this week?
I need Ethan to cue that up again.
You want to hear it again?
Yeah, I don't really want to, but I need to.
Okay. Here we go.
Now we face critical challenges: mounting national debt, climate change, and the ambitious authoritarians of Russia and China. Neither President Biden nor former President Trump are leading their party to confront those issues.
I'm having a very difficult time to understand what they're saying.
What's a gerbil?
I know, I don't speak gerbil. Hopefully our listeners do, and they're still tuned in to 97.1 FM Talk. I think as somebody who's challenging Biden and Trump on their positions on the issues, I can't understand exactly what it's saying right now. So I'm just going to guess, which is a lot better to do when somebody can obviously disagree with me. Can I disagree with me?
You can, but you have to come up with some answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, RFK Jr.
Ooh,
That's
okay.
I disagree.
Well, disagreeing would be correct.
Yeah.
You are incorrect. That is the announcement from one Mitt Romney this week, criticizing both of the presidents and the issues at hand.
That tracks.
I would have also accepted Pierre Delecto.
Oh.
So, circle gets a square. Man,
Circle?
Brad, dominating.
Scorecard?
Okay.
Brad, I think I know where you'd like to go.
I'm
but
showing you. I'm showing them. You just guess randomly.
Okay, let me look at the screen here. 3, please.
3. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Top right.
Yeah. Solid 16 out of 16.
There we go.
Nailed it, Ethan.
Yep, good job. This is a real clip from this week, but it won't sound like it because it's run through AI.
Is it going to sound like a human?
Tell me who said this.
The words you spoke are disturbing, Especially coming out of your mouth, it's very disturbing.
Oh, this is such crud.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Crud.
Is it crud, Brad, or is it someone else?
No, it is
Is it
not
Representative crud?
No, it is not Representative Crud. This is Illinois Secretary of State Alexei Janulius.
He has to spell it.
That's not right.
You gonna lock that in?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name right.
All right.
I agree.
We're gonna play back who said this now, Ethan. Who said it?
Sounds like a Windows machine.
Yep, and that would be your
There
correct. Yeah, that is right. You are right.
Okay.
You are right. So
Hooray!
you got a tic-tac-toe out of this right from the start. 3 squares, 3 straight O's for Brad. Anything you'd like to say before we move on, Annie?
No.
Okay, it's your turn.
It's your segment. You struggle.
Oh no, I'm doing fine. I'm enjoying this immensely.
Okay, keep going.
I'm doing well, actually.
Mhm.
Annie, it is your turn now, having basically lost the game already. Where would you like to go on the sheet?
Square number 1, top left.
Okay, wow, man, you guys are hitting them, aren't you? Square number 1, you have... I stumbled into sound.
So weird.
This is the real clip from the week, but it won't sound like it. It's run through AI. Tell me, who said this?
The man is a spoiled brat. He's grown up with that silver spoon in his mouth, and that's all he knows. I mean, you can't really fault him because that's all the man knows.
Snoop Dogg.
It is Snoop Dogg.
Play it again, Ethan. I wish your name was Sam. I won't change it.
The man is a spoiled brat. He's grown up with that silver spoon in his mouth, and that's all he knows. I mean, you can't really fault him because that's all the man knows.
Now, if you're struggling with this, I'm gonna
Did
throw
you
you a
just
bone.
play the sound and was there any context that you gave?
I'm gonna throw you a bone. I'm gonna say that this was on the
My
Annie
show?
Fry show
Yeah,
this week.
I thought so. It's Darren Bailey, and I think he's talking about Pritzker.
Can you play the real sound, please, Ethan?
Or it's Tyrus talking about something else, but I'm gonna go Darren Bailey.
Ooh, okay, lock it in. All right, well,
Back to back.
that was the correct noise.
Okay.
Good job.
There, fair. Got it.
Great job. Yes, that was Darren Bailey talking about J.B. Pritzker.
That's a good one, Annie.
Okay, Annie is on the board.
I thought it was Darren Bailey. Did you give any context in that question?
Just talking about the silver spoon born in his mouth.
No, I heard
Yeah,
the words,
no.
but usually you give a little
A little
context
bit
in
of
the
like,
question.
in Illinois,
You just said, here's Snoop Dogg.
here's what we think. No, I didn't give you.
And the natural connection from point A to B from Snoop Dogg is Darren Bailey.
Right. This is a very, very difficult week for that very reason. Okay, it is Brad's turn before we hit the break.
Bottom right, is that 9?
Yes.
Bottom right is 9.
Yep.
Ooh, I see the strategic move there. Okay, a lot on the line here. Bill Eigel.
Ryan went to school to study tic-tac-toe strategy, and that was his 200-level tic-tac-toe class.
That is
to
not true.
be
My
able to
throwaway
anticipate
class was badminton. Bill Eigel
I
is
thought you'd been better at it.
No, you'd be wrong. He's a Missouri State Senator running for governor. Brad. Super PACs aligned with getting Eigel elected got a striking cease and desist letter in the mail last week from a nationally known politician. The letter said that Eigel-aligned fundraisers are no longer allowed to use this person's image in campaign ads. Which national political figure sent him a cease and desist?
You should pass.
I'm not going to do that. Striking, so I'm going to say Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. You locking that in?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Incorrect.
He's right. He picked right. You didn't know it either, did you?
I didn't know it.
You didn't know it, and he still got it. So, wow.
Did we ever talk about that on our show?
We did not, but it's been all over the news.
That was a wild guess.
Not all over the news. Not everywhere.
Well, it's been in some news
Yeah.
places.
The ones that Ryan listens to. Good grief.
I only listen to Missouri State Senator podcasts.
Okay. I mean.
And it was all over them. So, all right, that is, we'll take a break right there.
No, keep going.
Oh, we will. We're going to keep going. Like I said before, this is where we pause to keep going. And it is now Annie's turn. Where would you like to go?
2.
2. Fox Business reports that McDonald's is going to end something we never thought possible. self-serve drinks. According to the press release, McDonald's will be phasing it out over the next 10 years. So act fast. Which soda does McDonald's serve, Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
That is correct. So you have to think about that a little bit more. Wow.
Who has to think about?
That's super
Who has to think about? Man, if you'd have gotten that question, Brad, I'd have been
so mad.
Angry.
You're like,
Which
pass to
number was
Brad,
that?
pass to Brad.
Number two. Brad, back to you.
There are 3 questions that would have been harder in the tips that you gave in that question than Coke or Pepsi.
No joke. Coke or Pepsi? What is that one over there? Middle right. 6.
Number 6. Ooh, Brad, here we go. New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu said that anyone who hasn't qualified for the next GOP debate should drop out. As of yesterday, 7 candidates have qualified for debate number 2. Name all of them.
All 7 that have qualified. Okay, let's try to get the 2 obvious ones off the board. Trump and DeSantis.
Okay.
I think Nikki Haley is qualified. Vivek Ramaswamy. Man, all of them.
That's right. You said 4.
Mike Pence. That's what, 5?
That's 5. You need 2 more.
Tim Scott and Burgum.
X gets the square. Annie coming
Chris
back.
Christie.
Yep, it was Chris Christie, not Burgum. You got all of them but Chris Christie.
4. Square number 4.
Okay, 4.
No. You're right. I'm going.
You're right.
I'm going for square 4.
Okay, square 4.
Square number 4.
Annie, she's been labeled the world's richest actress by Forbes, but she's been denouncing rumors that she's well worth over $1 billion. She's actually only worth about $440 million.
Lame.
Which is reportedly more than her ex-husband, Ryan Felipe. Who is it?
Philippi.
Yeah.
Philippi?
Ryan
Is it really?
Philippi. Yeah.
I've never known that in my life.
Read it one more time.
She's been labeled the world's richest actress by Forbes, but she's been denouncing those rumors that she's worth over $1 billion. She's actually only worth about $440 million, which is reportedly more than her ex-husband, Ryan Philippi.
Ryan Philippi.
Well, Brad's really confident about that dude. So I would pass, but I'm just going to say I love her clothing line, and I think it's Reese Witherspoon.
I think you're right.
Oh, man, you got that one. Nice work. That's an Annie Square. Is she coming back in this game? She kind of is.
I can't get a tic-tac-toe.
But he has very successfully blocked you out early in the game.
It's 4 to 4.
It's 4 to 4,
There's
but
1 square left.
his strategic moves have made this difference.
If I got the next square, I would have 5 squares. He would have 4, but he would have the only tic-tac-toe.
That is correct.
So it's time to take a break.
Don't
Don't go away. I bring back the greatest comeback in the history of tic-tac-toe, X's and O's, which would look a lot like if the Cardinals won out and still didn't make the playoffs. We'll be back in a minute. Don't go away. ClassicKitchenRefacing.com is a less expensive way to remodel your kitchen. They're located in St. Anne, and when you go visit Classic Kitchen Refacing, you're going to learn how they're changing homes all across the St. Louis bi-state area with a really, really smart move that is more economical but just as beautiful as doing a whole kitchen remodel. I've seen the cabinets and the way they restore them and reface them, giving them a beautiful wood look, a paint color look. They add beautiful countertops that are granite or laminate, hinges and pulls that might be that perfect finish that you've been looking to really top off the way you transform that kitchen. And they can put backsplashes in. Your choice. They come in and they make your kitchen have new life for a fraction of the cost. Reach out to them at 314-739-1730. Call Classic Kitchen Refacing at 314-739-1730 and mention the Annie Fry Show when you do. And just say, she said that you can do this for a lot less than a full kitchen remodel. What can you do for me? You will be so glad that you've met some of the kindest people in the business that do the very best work. Online at ClassicKitchenRefacing.com.
If you love headlines that make you stop scrolling and start reading, you'll love my podcast, Something Offbeat. I'm Mike Rogers, and in the past year, we've learned about items on the nude bucket list.
It's just a lot of normal stuff that people do nude rather than clothed.
And what's behind the rash of incidents involving fans throwing objects at artists on stage.
They're being treated more like the object on the screen than the person on the stage.
Something Offbeat drops Mondays in the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
wisely. Mark Cox here for my friends at Window World. You want to go with a company you can trust. Ranked #1 in the number of windows sold in the country. That's according to Qualified Remodeler magazine. In just over 20 years in business, they've improved the look and obviously the thermal efficiency of over 70,000 customers in St. Louis. They're going to give you a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts and the glass breakage and the labor. It's a good product. Call them at 314-993-1800 for your free estimate. That's 314-993-1800. Window World won the Good Housekeeping Seal of Approval. That's not easy. They rely on the expertise of their in-house engineers and their analysts and their product experts to give that seal of approval. That should matter to you as well. Call for your free estimate right now. Simply the best for less at Window World. 314-993-1800, windowworld.com.
What's your favorite four-letter word? Chances are you've said it more than a few times dealing with this crazy world we live in. But at Compass Retirement Solutions, our four-letter word of choice is hope. Hope for a better tomorrow. And hope that your retirement plans don't take a back seat. You've watched inflation soar, and maybe your retirement future feels a little uncertain right now. But all hope is not lost. Find out exactly how much risk you're still taking with your investments. Find out how you may be able to save big on taxes. And find out how having a written retirement plan just might give you the hope you've been looking for. Call today to set up a meeting. 314-373-1598. That's 314-373-1598. Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services but does not provide tax advice. Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory firm in Missouri and Illinois. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Mark Cox here, inviting you to join me for Freedom Fest on September 15th at Sugar Creek Winery in Defiance. It's going to be a great celebration. Tickets are just $50. Get yours now while they last at stcharlesgop.com. That's stcharlesgop.com.
It looks like wood, it feels like wood, but it's maintenance-free. It's luxurious James Hardie siding. And during Banner Construction's 30th anniversary, get same-as-cash financing on James Hardie and Pella windows. And have a banner day.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Save up to 20% on a new HVAC system when you bundle it with attic insulation. 9 out of 10 homes are under-insulated. For a free estimate on attic insulation, visit aircomfortservice.com.
With Odyssey music stations, there's a different station for every taste, and they're all free. Listen to 97.1 live on your phone or browse the selection of music stations and make a soundtrack to your workday. It's all at Odyssey.com.
Everybody gets high sometimes, you know. What else can we do when we're feeling low?
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
Annie Fry Show broadcasting live on the most beautiful day that the Lord has made out here at Oak Brook Golf Club in Edwardsville, Illinois at the Madison County Republicans 2023 Patriot Golf Scramble. It's been such an amazing day out here. And I mean, if I were to describe what I'm looking at right now, it's the greenest grass, the bluest sky, beautiful yellow sunflowers with a monarch butterfly flying around them right now.
That's really nice because what I'm looking at is you three.
And
it's almost as amazing.
I mean, it's
right.
It's got a nice backdrop.
Maybe even better.
Maybe better.
I mean, there's not no.
Well,
there's some range balls behind you too.
Anywho, so you can't have inside jokes live on the air.
No.
So I want to get Todd back in here.
Yeah.
Is Todd around here? Get him out. Get him eating food. Todd, it's not time for the hot dogs. Now hot dogs
down.
Yes.
It sounds almost the same when he plays one-handed.
He's so good.
He is
we have
good.
the best. That's why we put up with his nonsense.
Yeah. I really dislike that guy, generally speaking.
We can talk about it right now.
But he's
Talk
good
about
at
it.
what he does.
Let's talk about it when he's not here staring at us.
Okay.
And he's standing really close to you.
Yeah, he is. Please turn him down a little bit. No, you're fine, Ethan. Okay, all right, what we got? Ah! Todd!
Todd. Easy.
We've got one question left in X's and O's.
Mhm.
Now, here's what's on the line. Now, Brad has already dominated the early part of this game.
We're tied.
You got a tic-tac-toe.
Brad's got a tic-tac-toe, so he really is impossible to beat at this point. But Annie can make it close by getting the total number of squares with
I
this
made it
last
pretty
one.
close considering it
You
was
have.
3-0.
It's
You
close
have.
as it is. Annie can tie it.
Yeah, but if she gets this wrong, it will look embarrassing.
However,
yes,
I'm up.
Yeah.
you're up,
For sure.
and what's on the line is Annie's academic integrity.
Mhm. My GPA.
If she gets this right, she can walk away feeling like, you know what, I didn't win this one, but I'll win the next one. If she doesn't get this right, she drives home looking at the floorboards, which is very dangerous. So we have one question left.
I'm going to go with 8 and Brad.
That's a very good choice, Brad. Yep, this one does have sound. This is a clip from one of my favorite TV shows, Brad. It's called The View.
Oh, I was just going to say, this can't all be about you. But I guess it's not.
My second favorite host of The View, Sonny Hostin, had this to say.
Why is Kamala so dangerous? Right? That's.
Why do you think she's so dangerous?
I don't know, Whoopi. That's kind of offensive to me. And the other thing is, she's unprepared. Kamala Harris, by the way, was.
I'm going to stop it right there because your question is, why is Kamala so dangerous? No, wait. I'm just kidding. The actual question. She goes on, Sonny Hostin goes on to list the accomplishments,
Really
places of office.
complicated. Like you knew 8 was going to be the last square and the game would be
It's almost
writing
as
on it.
if she lists the places of office that Kamala Harris has held. Name any one that Sonny Hostin listed.
Attorney General of the state of California.
Locking that in?
Yeah.
You sure she listed that one?
Nope, but I'm locking it in anyway.
You
I
are
would
correct.
have said senator.
You
Senator
are
would have been
correct.
the obvious one.
She did not say senator. She said first woman DA of San Francisco, first woman AG of California.
That's when they tried to start forgetting about her.
And first, she did say first female vice president, so I thought somebody might say that one. But she did not say senator. Yeah, good job.
Man,
All right.
I would have guessed senator as the safest guess of all of those, and I'd have been wrong.
Yeah, she did not say that one. All right, well, that means that Brad did a great job.
2 tic-tac-toes and 5.
Definitely something that we should
Hands off
remember.
the scoreboard. What are you going to do with it?
I was going to autograph it and give it back to you.
Here, you autograph and give it back to me, because I'm going to write something back on that piece of paper to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was a great game, Brad. Good job. Good job, everybody. Brian, Brad, Ethan. Great job, everybody, except for the loser.
That would be me. I'm the loser.
Thanks for letting me win,
I'm
Amy.
capable of losing, and that was not charitable. I was looking for my sound sheet. It's on the back of this stupid game board. That was rude of myself. Give me a break.
You know what? It really did go the wrong way for you when you got the gerbil question. I'll give you that.
I will be honest. I couldn't hear anything that was being said. So I'm not gonna. I mean, maybe I should have known that. The track that I was taking is who would want both of them to lose.
Right.
And so RFK Jr. based on that was all that I was.
It narrows it down. So you had a couple options there, but you chose incorrectly, and we pointed it out, and we will continue to point that out for many, many days to come.
So it's really hard to transition from that dumpster fire to a congresswoman. Well, we on the Annie Fry Show are going to do what we can to make that happen. If you're joining us, if you're watching us live on the YouTube live stream, you see that we are sitting now with Congresswoman Mary Miller, who has joined us at the Madison County GOP Golf Scramble. And I'm very fortunate to have you on here and have a quick conversation with you. Congresswoman, thanks for being here.
Well, I'm glad to make it.
Beautiful day.
Oh, it's awesome here. And I'm always happy to be back in the district.
I was just going to say, I know that you just landed here like an hour ago. Were you in D.C. before you came here? Did you?
I was, and there's much more than a dumpster fire out there. It's more like a raging wildfire.
Yeah, that makes us look like professionals. Congresswoman, I want to be respectful of your time. You only got about 5 minutes or so before we have to take a break. But I want to give you the opportunity to talk to us here in Illinois about all of the news coming out of Washington, D.C., but specifically the razor-thin majority Republican-held House of Representatives. There are investigations that are happening, an impeachment inquiry that has been announced this week by Speaker McCarthy. Where are you on all of this stuff going with all of this coming out of this Republican-held House?
Okay, well, first of all, it's an honor to serve the people of the Illinois 15, and I don't believe I've been sent out there to be a passive placeholder. I'm out there to be a disruptor. We cannot continue business as usual. We have a $2 trillion debt, a budget debt. We've got all this information coming out in the oversight committee hearings about the Biden family corruption.
Yeah.
Jamie Comer's done an excellent job, and this is not a politically motivated impeachment that we're proceeding on. There's actually, if you can go to the Oversight Committee's website, you can see that there's already 22 pieces of evidence against them.
Wow.
And if we have this impeachment, we will be able to unfold and get a lot more information than we've been able to get until now.
The inquiry.
Yes, the
you know,
inquiry.
I think that people are looking at the impeachment inquiry and they're maybe not always understanding that the inquiry is what puts the House in a position to vote on impeachment.
Right.
So right now there's investigations into really, you can't see through the amount of smoke that we're trying to investigate to find out where the fire is. Do you think that this Republican majority is going to be able to stay together enough to see this process all the way through? Because we've seen some representatives want to, potentially recall the speakership. There's other things going on. You don't have much room for error in the Republican House to separate from each other.
Okay, well, we're talking about a lot of different issues, funding the government and impeachment, and then, the speaker's vote of confidence. I think that we're definitely together on the impeachment inquiry. We're going to see what unfolds from there. In light of the shutdown over funding the government, that's very fluid. I'm not sure, like you say, it's razor thin with our votes, but we're not going to give away our leverage. And I can tell you that the Republicans, all of us, want the border secured.
Amen.
And even the kind of more fringy Republicans from New York that sometimes are a little bit more to the left and aren't with the group, they're with us on the border. So I think it will be in our favor. And so we're holding out to, we don't want a clean CR. We want, because the CR was established when Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats pushed that omnibus through on Christmas Day last December.
And a continuing resolution being something that is the Band-Aid that keeps representatives from actually doing what they need to do to protect the taxpayer dollars from overfunding government that's not serving the taxpayers.
Yes, but we don't want a continuing resolution at those numbers.
Right.
We need to go back to pre-COVID numbers.
Amen.
We cannot continue this way. People are losing confidence in our dollar. And the inflation is driven by government spending, bottom line.
President Biden hears somebody refer to Bidenomics in kind of a pejorative sense, and then this administration decided, you know what, we're going to take the word Bidenomics, we're going to go all in, and we're going to champion it. And meanwhile, people here in Madison County, where we're sitting right now in Edwardsville at Oak Brook Golf Club, do not feel good in the world of Bidenomics. It is hurtful to the middle class, to the people in the lower middle class, the people who are trying to make it through every day working hard. Bidenomics is not good for Madison County. It's not good for Illinois. It's not good for Missouri. But yet they are out there selling it as a campaign speech for the president's reelection. What is the Republican antidote to Bidenomics?
It's truth. They lie without shame. On day one, Joe Biden did a cruel thing to Americans, and he shut down American energy independence. And everything goes back to energy. I tell people energy is the golden goose that laid the golden eggs. And, that was the first attack on us. And then just like sending over $100 billion to Ukraine without oversight. We're funding their pensions. The oligarchs are going around the world buying mansions. This is ridiculous. And our border is open. They want to secure Ukraine, make sure Ukraine is secure while we're vulnerable.
Yeah.
So we're holding out for a CR with reduced spending and then to secure the border.
We're speaking with Congresswoman Mary Miller, who's joining us live from Oak Brook Golf Club in Edwardsville, Illinois, at the Madison County Republicans Patriot Scramble here in 2023. Last question before I let you go. I want to get your reaction to something I heard on Fox News before I came in today. There was kind of a kerfuffle in New York City. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and another representative, which I can't remember who the other male was, were going to speak and ask for more accommodations, really, for the immigrants who have made their way into New York City for a various route of means. But there were people who were counter-protesting these Democrat legislators very loudly and very aggressively to where they weren't able to really get their message across, at least not over the news. And I heard somebody in the background shouting something, and it stopped me in the tracks. Because what I hear people talking about right now on the Republican side, certainly the Donald Trump side, he revived this and restored faith in the idea that America first is the right way. And you know what these people were saying in New York City? They were saying Americans first. And I thought, that's it. Because when I'm looking into what this leftist, progressive, completely out of touch mentality of this administration and everybody who works in it or is helping run it for the president of the United States, they have made Americans be last. What is the Republican response to that in this coming election that we're coming into in the Republican-controlled House? How do we put Americans first once again?
Well, politics is all a numbers game, and we need to get people to the polls. President Trump is going to be our candidate, and we need to get him back in the White House. We don't have time for a learning curve. We need him to go in, and the way he does, like a bulldozer, dismantling all the things that Biden did to us, and basically undoing what President Trump did for us, like gaining us energy independence and respect around the world, and building up our troops, and promoting patriotism and pride in our country, and returning First Amendment rights to and freedom of conscience, championing parental rights. We need President Trump to come back and get his agenda going for Americans.
And in order to do that, we need the Republican Party to come together. And I'm not a believer in the idea that Donald Trump deserves our votes. He needs to earn our vote, as does any elected official. And I want to see him bring this Republican Party together and Walter Mondale, Joe Biden, and the Democrats in 2024. You think he can do it?
Absolutely. And I meet with him regularly and talk to him, and he cares deeply about our country and about the impact Joe Biden's policies are having on Americans.
Well, I am excited to watch it happen, and I'm excited that I wish we would have had the red wave. We didn't, but we do have the majority in the House. It was a success in that regard in the 2022 election. We must build in a great deal on it in 2024.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congresswoman Mary Miller with us here at the Madison County Republican, the GOP Golf Scramble at Oak Brook Golf Club in Edwardsville, Illinois. But folks, if you have not played this golf course, you need to seek it out, find it out, and when you stop by, make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Annie Fry Show. Let's take a quick break, and we'll get to the YouTube live chat poll, which I failed to mention once this show. It is, who can hit the longest drive, Ryan, Brad, or Annie? We'll make our cases when we come back. Is there an obvious answer to this question?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, maybe we should get the congresswoman's thought on this, too, in the break. All right, stick around. More Annie Fry Show around the corner. Don't go away.
Sinking, I will jump right over into cold, cold water for you.
The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Be patient with you, and I hope you know I won't let go.
There are a lot of smart business people out there making smart decisions by getting Rhino Shield. The latest one, the Central Illinois Care Services, they have decided to go with Rhino Shield on the outside of their building so they won't have to worry about maintenance from now on. The list is long. Joe's Tire out in Sullivan, Stonehill Wineries in Herman. They've all got Rhino Shield on their buildings. You can have it on your business or your house. Just call 877-25-RHINO. Let Darren come out and give you a free estimate as to what it would cost to get this great product on your home. 25-year transferable warranty, 100% waterproof, 8 to 10 times thicker than paint, and as a satisfied customer, 15 years in, I can tell you it looks as good as the day they put it on. You're going to love Rhino Shield. Call them right now. Tell them you heard about it on the Mark Cox Morning Show. Again, 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But inflation and recession has you wondering if all your hard-earned equity will still be there. What if you could recession-proof your equity right now? You can with TrueHold. TrueHold will buy your home for its best current value before a recession can erode it. You get to bank all the cash now and live in your home for as long as you want. And TrueHold covers all property taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance. And since TrueHold pays your home's current value in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't wait for inflation, recession, and interest rates to erode your home's value. Visit TrueHold.com and discover how much TrueHold will buy your home for today, based on its best current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without having to move. That's TrueHold.com.
Attention business owners, this is John Souza, CEO of ERTC.com. The Employee Retention Tax Credit Program provides up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. If you're confused about the program, stop right now before it's too late. Don't fall for false promises and risk your business. All ERTC companies are not the same. The bottom line, there's no such thing as guaranteed eligibility, and being innovative with tax filings can lead to an audit. At ERTC.com, we won't mislead you to attest to your own eligibility. At ERTC.com, everything is done in-house by expert CPAs, and there's no cost to get started. With the ERTC.com Fast Track Refund Program, you may qualify to get your refund in as soon as 48 hours. Get started today at ERTC.com.
Get your free refund information now. 800-200-9080. 800-200-9080. That's 800-200-9080.
I'm Eric Robert with Stifel. The economy is always changing, but what does it mean for your investments? Join me and fellow Stifel financial advisor Bob Stockdale during On the Money, Saturday mornings from 11 until noon on 97.1 FM Talk. Stifel, member NYSE and SIPC.
Start your Amazon business.
Hey everyone, Ryan and Karen Pottinger here.
Because of the wholesale formula, last year we ran our business while we traveled to and lived in 4 different countries.
In 2020, Americans made $50 billion selling on Amazon. Join America's Amazon expert, Dylan Frost, where anyone can learn how to start an Amazon business for only $49.99 guaranteed or your money back. Attend the Wholesale Formula 2-hour seminar Saturday, September 30th, 11 a.m. at the Aviator Hotel, Lindbergh Boulevard, St. Louis, Missouri. Register at thewholesaleformula.com.
We're going to talk about this in just a second. It's the Annie Fry YouTube live chat poll. Who can hit the longest drive? Is it Ryan, Brad, or Annie? There is a way to determine the actual answer to this question, but we would like to know, in theory, who you think would. So stick around. We're going to talk about that in just a second. It's 2:49. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Senator Eric Schmidt.
By the way, I think it's totally appropriate to have an impeachment inquiry. The American people deserve to know whether or not their president's a crook.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk. This is the Annie Fry Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Fry Show.
This is Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That's correct.
Because this has gotten into the realm where I was paying attention to things a little bit more.
Okay.
I was going to make an AC and DC joke, but I'm like, no, I know this is... So I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
No.
Is it pretty much anything past when you were born that you kind of know?
I mean, I don't really...
That's not really true because the 80s stuff you don't know.
My husband was a big hair band guy before, like when we were dating and stuff, like that was kind of his jam, and I don't know anything about this.
That's
nor
okay.
do I care to.
No, I don't. That's okay.
Maybe like 80s pop, is probably the first entrance level into where I might know a little bit about it. 90s, 2000s, actually, no, that's not even true up until now. 90s, 2000s, early 2010s, maybe, and then back to knowing nothing.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to mark that on the timeline right around Children Happened.
Oh, I get it.
It's like, I don't know. That's from Bluey.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it was...
This is the Wiggles.
It was going into Christian music. It was like, I knew nothing else after that.
Brad!
Is that Bluey?
Yeah. Ryan!
Oh, gosh.
And then you do your own little dance thing. Why are we not? We should do a parody.
Oh,
Except I don't have to be
I do
on
know
it.
what you're talking about now. My kids like Bluey, but I don't watch it because it shames me. Because
you're not
the
as
parents
good
are
of a
so
dad.
good. They're like, oh, you know what I am is fully engaged in whatever you're interested in all the
His
time.
name, what's Bluey's dad's name? Bluey's dad's name. I literally found out about 3 weeks ago that Bluey and Bingo were girls.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wouldn't you have thought
I
they
would have
were-
thought Bluey was a boy.
I thought dogs were boys and cats were girls.
I did too, and I always
Bingo's
thought
a blue dog.
that what's the show?
You can be anything you
Blue's
want to be.
Clues. Blue's Clues. Apparently, Blue is also a girl. Doesn't make any sense.
I don't know if I've ever seen an episode of Blue's Clues. Let's post our time.
Find the episode online where they talk about the gender issues.
I think we're talking about the gender issues right now.
We
As
just
in, we
got
don't
a
know.
new friend. We just got a new friend.
Yeah, because they replace Steve every couple of years.
Somebody did watch Blue's Clues.
No, I just know that we just got a letter. Wonder who it's from.
Old Steve died again. We
I
just
thought
got
Steve-
a new friend.
The original Steve recently released a video online. He's like, hey,
Yeah,
I was
it
wondering
was
how you're doing.
A huge viral.
And everybody that's like, I don't know, 24, was like,
Yeah, they
oh,
went crazy over it.
Steve.
Yeah.
You sound like that movie, that original YouTube viral hit, Charlie the Unicorn. Oh, Steve. Going to Candy Mountain.
Oh, he stole my kidney.
Yes,
Oh,
Ethan.
Ethan.
From
We were hanging her out to dry, Ethan.
No, they weren't.
Nobody knew what she was talking about.
No, everybody knows what I'm talking about. YouTube live chat poll. Ryan, take it from here.
All right, this is the poll of the day. It is who can hit the longest drive, Ryan, Brad, or Annie? I do believe there's a correct answer to this question and a wrong answer to this question. Actually, two wrong answers.
Go on.
The wrong answer is anybody who's not hitting from the ladies'
Yeah,
tees.
I was just wondering, are you hitting from the ladies' tee?
I don't know that it matters.
Oh, it matters. It makes a huge difference.
What if it is the ladies' tees?
Then you win. I've seen you play.
I like it.
She hits nukes.
It would be tough. You'd be a great scramble player because
Yes.
you could get off the tee first and then just let everybody go nuts.
Yeah, just swing out of their shoes.
Yeah.
All things equal, I think I would have the longest drive, though.
All things equal.
Here's the problem. I can't get YouTube to come up give the results. So Brad, you really would vote you're.
My problem is if it's just one swing, there's probably a 3 out of 4 chance that I'm going to slice it right, and it's going to go a really long way, but it's not going to be a very far drive because, distance is straight ahead and not off to the right and into the woods. So
yeah.
If we are factoring for the fact that women are the weaker sex, which they are, and I think that the science will both say that women can't hit a ball as far as men. If we are hitting out on the tees, if I'm hitting on the red tees and I hit it the way I can hit it, I think I could outdrive you.
I do too.
But
like
if we film this, I'd probably, especially if we just walked out, it would maybe take me a few swings to like make
sure.
If we were doing this competition, I would say we would take 10 drives, and then
my furthest.
Sorry, Dad. My farthest, and your you and you. That doesn't sound good on the radio.
you further.
I think
Ryan's and
think
Brad's.
that maybe I would win that, but I don't think if we were all standing at the same place that I would win that.
Yeah, Brad is the natural choice because he's a big barrel-chested lumberjack.
What are you?
Big, strong guy.
Yeah, I'm not. But experience matters. And as they say, it's not the size of the boat. It's the motion in the ocean. And with a background...
And the skill of the skipper.
Yep. And with a background like mine in golf...
Hi! Hey!
We're getting...
He votes for anything that counts for 40 votes.
No.
It's Illinois. I do what I want.
It was just a guy yelling, hey.
Vote early.
Vote voting often. For you.
Hey, how many of you all out there voting for Annie? Oh, there are the hands in the air. See, 2 hands on that guy. I win.
Bull. That's
I win.
bull.
Betrayal.
I win.
Yeah. This is all
Betrayal.
bull.
This is the Madison County, Illinois.
I love how subjective this is when we could actually just go right there and do this.
How many real people voted for you in person? Who can hit the longest drive with 129 votes? Ryan, you got 24%. I got 32, and Brad got 44.
Oh, you're kidding! Oh, no!
Somehow we have made it to 3 o'clock, and we are so grateful for the Madison County Republicans. Thank you for being with us. Mark Reardon up next.
When it gets to be cooler outside, you want it to be warmer inside. And with that cold air outside comes that dry air that's in your house. I know for my family, dry air in the house, especially for my son, my older daughter has had this happen a little bit too. Nosebleeds set in. Do you remember getting those when you were a kid? Maybe you still experience that with the super dry air in your house. Air Comfort Service has a solution for you. Corey and the team at Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation want to keep you in your comfort zone by adding moisture to the air throughout your entire home with a whole home humidifier. This is such a smart way to make your home so much more comfortable during these dry, cold months. Adding moisture to the air in your home can eliminate all of those uncomfortable